Jacob and Ronnie, call Jacob.
A SoFi personal loan is here to help you achieve something once thought impossible, overcoming high-interest credit card debt. Walk the tightrope of your finances with one low, fixed-rate monthly payment, no fees required, and as soon as the same-day funding. That's right. Pull off your own debt-defying stunt with a SoFi personal loan. Visit SoFi.com/trick to learn more. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891.
Adam Schefter here with Vivid Seats live from the stands, and we've got a special update. Sources confirm fans using the Vivid Seats app are racking up rewards with every ticket and doing it fast. With an unbeatable lineup of seats and perks that go the distance, why use any other app for game day? Don't fumble this season. Grab your tickets through Vivid Seats, download their app, earn rewards, and as the official ticketing partner of ESPN, get $20 off your first $200 in-app purchase with code Schefter. That's code Schefter.
ESPN 710, Los Angeles Sports.
And it is the biggest show on the radio. Mason and Ireland is on for your Monday afternoon.
ESPN, Ireland, best show on the radio.
Here we go. Mason and Ireland is on, the Hall of Famers. Although Steve Mason just didn't have enough vacation, he takes a sick day today. Under the weather. But Johnny I's here, and guess who else is here? The one and only Sua Cravens.
Trojans bringing pressure. Armstrong, throwback, and it is intercepted by Sua Cravens.
Of course, Sua, part of our USC football coverage and our Rams coverage. As we get ready for USC to kick off this Saturday at the Coliseum, Johnny I and the one and only Sua Cravens. Plus, of course, we'll talk Dodgers, Padres, and so much more. Let's do it.
Hi, this is Matthew Stafford of the LA Rams. The biggest show on the radio. This is Mason and Ireland.
Johnny I, Sua Cravens, Mason and Ireland, your Monday afternoon right now.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Sua, welcome. Our first show together. You got to do a guest growl. Just do this. Excellent. Ready to go right out of the gate. Mason and Ireland, lots to talk about. Sua covered the Browns game. He's going to be part of our SC coverage, part of our Rams coverage this year. And the big thing that happened this past weekend was the Dodgers. It looked like, Sua, that they might get swept.
Yeah.
Midway through the game yesterday, they were down, and they had already lost the first two games. And then they roared back, and the culprit was a very unlikely one. Dalton Rushing had his biggest hit as a pro. Here it was.
Single from Pages. Walk from Conforto. 3-2 to Rushing. Launches a fly ball to right field. Tatis going back. He's at the wall. Dalton Rushing's biggest big league swing. He's broken the tie with a seventh-inning home run against Estrada. In one of the biggest games of the season, the rookie, as part of a frustrating season, has his finest moment yet.
One catcher with a 2-run homer, one catcher with a 3-run homer.
And that was Joe Davis is so good at those big calls.
Yeah.
And that was Joe and Oral Hershiser. More on Oral coming up later this hour. We have a conspiracy that we're going to tackle. But Sua, I thought that, and I want to ask you this because you played professionally. For people who don't know, Sua was a defensive star at USC, went into the NFL back when they were the Redskins, played in Washington. And I've always assumed that professional athletes don't need to be motivated. They're naturally motivated. They're doing this for a living. They don't want to be embarrassed. But I'm curious what you think. Baseball is a different animal. It's 162 games. In a month, you'll play 29 times.
It's a long season.
Yeah. Is it possible, in your opinion, that the Dodgers just can't get up for the regular season because they know they'll be judged on the postseason and only the postseason? Or am I connecting dots that aren't there?
Well, it's a fact to say that they will be judged off the postseason.
Right.
You know, we don't care what the Dodgers do those 160 some odd games. We want to see them playing winning baseball in October.
Correct.
That's what you want to see as a LA fan. But this is a game I think is an outlier to that theory because this is a rivalry game. You're playing the Padres. You're fighting for first place in the division. You're on the cusp of getting swept. If you're not motivated for a game like this in the last month of the season, I don't know what can motivate you. But I do think even as pro athletes, there is a factor of motivation that needs to come into play.
Okay, another question for you, since you played professionally and I didn't. Weird thing happened in this game. Dodgers are cruising. They're up 7-2. It's the 9th inning. And Shohei Ohtani has been hearing it all weekend from a heckler sitting next to the dugout.
Yeah.
And so Shohei homers in the 9th, his 45th homer of the year, and then goes right at the heckler. Here's Dave Roberts talking about that after the game.
Very annoying as he's in my right ear the entire game. But it was very out of character from Shohei, and he was wearing him out the whole game. So it was good to see Shohei, initiate a high five from him. So that was great. That was fun. It was good to see Shohei show his personality.
So what he's talking about is when Shohei hit the home run, he walked right up to the guy that had been heckling him for 3 days and stuck out his hand like, how'd you like that, a-hole? And the guy like, yeah, I'll give it to you, 45th home run. But in your opinion, you've played in a lot of sold-out stadiums. Good idea or a bad idea to go after a heckler?
Good idea.
You like it?
I love it.
You liked it when you did it.
I love whenever
Did you, when somebody was giving it to you, you'd give it back?
Yeah, 100%. See,
because I always take the attitude that, like, what he wants is to get a reaction out of you. Cravens! Cravens, you suck! Cravens, you gave up 4 touchdowns. You suck, blah, blah, blah. I think the minute you turn around and look at him, he wins.
Yeah.
You disagree.
Yeah, I disagree. When not to acknowledge somebody who's just, yapping the yap and trolling.
Right.
But if you're not sensitive and you can keep the main thing, I'm a professional. This is a fan who's come to say it's a part of the hostile environment. Then it becomes fun. When your feelings aren't actually involved, you don't really care what they're saying. And it just makes it even juicier if you go out and show them why they need to shut up. And I liked seeing Shohei show a little personality because we don't see, flares of spiciness from Shohei too much. For him to go into, now what? Go sit down. It was warranted.
Well, with that win, the Dodgers tie the Padres. So now it's a 1-month sprint to see who wins the division. And winning the division is significant because you get a better playoff seed. But I'm starting to think, Sua, that the Dodgers have kind of been in a season-long experiment, like trying different things. I think they got to stop experimenting now that they're in this sprint. They got roughly 30 games left, maybe a little more than that, maybe 35. I think you got to get Michael Conforto out of left field. He can't hit. You got to zero in on your rotation. I actually am to the point now. They've lost Shohei's last 4 starts.
Yeah.
Tell me if I'm crazy. I would not put Shohei in the rotation in the postseason. I know he throws 100 miles an hour. I know he's a great pitcher, but if it were me, I would start Yamamoto game 1, Glasnow game 2, Snell game 3, and if needed, Kershaw game 4, and use Shohei as an emergency starter or as a reliever in tight situations. Am I making a mistake not putting Shohei in that rotation?
I don't think so. And I said this to Greg last week. I said, the moment pitching becomes an issue for Shohei where it affects his offense, I'm completely out on it because we've seen the Dodgers too many times whether it's like hot or cold. They're either can't miss at bat and are just blowing teams out, or they can't score at all, and then the dugout's going to give up a 1-score lead like we've seen all season long. So when it comes to Shohei, I'd rather have him as DH and be a reliever if we need him. I'd even go, for my lineup, I'd go Yamamoto because I think he's the most consistent right now.
Yeah, and a big game pitcher.
Yes, and I'd go Snell second just because he showed us he can get to 90-some-odd pitches. They need to get deep into these games before we start digging into the bullpen, before I go Glasnow. And then I'm going Kershaw for the 4 just because he's been pitching well. But Shohei was hitless in this series up until that home run in that 9th inning.
So why put the weight of pitching on top of it? Yeah,
why do it?
I get it.
Focus on offense. Just focus on offense.
Yeah, I don't hate that. All right, coming up, we're going to try and track down Lynn Roberts, the coach of the Sparks this hour. They're in practice. They play tonight. And also, we have a controversy. What happens is when you're not here, and Mason hasn't been here lately, you always get ripped. The guy who isn't here always gets ripped. So we had a caller the other day just lay into Mason. And I had 3 different people, Brian, 3 different people tell me that guy ripping Mason sounds exactly like Oral Hershiser. which would be stunning because that would be Bowling Green on Bowling Green crime. We will play the evidence for you coming up. Sua Cravens in for Mace.
Let me get this. Listen to Mason and Ireland all week long for your chance to win tickets to Sunday's LAFC match versus San Diego, plus a VIP pre-match stadium tour. When you hear the cue to call, be caller number 7 to win. All thanks to Call Jacob at 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. Or visit calljacob.com.
And Laura, don't call now. You got to wait for the cue to call, right?
Correct.
Okay, so that's coming up. We might talk to Lynn Roberts from the Sparks, and we will get to the bottom of this mysterious caller ripping Masons to shreds. Is it in any way possible that this was Oral Hershiser? We'll get into it next. Mason and Ireland, ESPN LA.
Guess what's coming to your morning drive on September 2nd?
Bing, ba-dum, bum, yeah. Ooh, bing, ba-dum, bing.
That's right, the Sedano and Cap Morning Show coming this fall. Tuesday, September 2nd at 7 a.m. Right after Unsportsmanlike with Evan Canty and Michelle.
He didn't call you Sedano?
Wake up with Sedano and Cappy.
No. Also lame.
This football season.
You are a bit killer.
On ESPN LA.
You say Kikuchi.
Park, party, and play at Hollywood Park Casino, LA's hottest card room. Pre-game with friends on game days inside Century Bar and Grill, and enjoy daily lunch specials, or catch up over a late-night dinner. Step into Ray's Lounge and enjoy live music.
Hey, this is Julie May at Hollywood Park Casino, home of the ESPN LA Fantasy Draft Party. It's back, so save the date, August 28th. Sign up with your team or your league at ESPNLA.com, and you can win so many prizes. We'll have Sedano at Cap, 3 p.m., and the draft starts at 6 p.m. So park, party, and play with us at Hollywood Park Casino.
Enjoy 25% off all Green Tag closeout apparel, 20% off Skechers and Puma golf shoes, and get a 50% bonus trade-in towards any new club. Don't miss out on these deals and more at Roger Dunn Golf Shop's 60th anniversary Labor Day sale the 28th through September 1st. Trusted by golfers since 1965 and home to the legendary 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Roger Dunn Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Get there.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. For the first time, you can stream all of ESPN all in one place. And guys, it's changed the game for me personally. All the best live sports, the most championship moments, studio shows, documentaries, and originals. Too many to even name them all. Plus, all these great new features like watching 4 games at once in multi-view. Your fantasy team updates live in-game. SportsCenter, customized just for you. They thought of everything to make this the ultimate destination for fans. Sign up for the all-new ESPN app right now.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos. Fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play.
Empower. Jen has ordered a decadent seafood tower, king crab legs, lobster tails, and a waterfall of caviar. Pricey? You bet. But Jen worked with Empower on her savings and investment strategy and planned for splurges like these. She got good at money, so she can be a little bad. Ooh, champagne. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Past performance is not indicative of future returns. Investing involves risk. You may lose money. Advisory services are provided for a fee by Empower Advisory Group, LLC, EAG, a registered investment advisor with the Securities and Exchange Commission. OMG, those shrimps are really jumbo.
And it is Mason and Ireland, the OGs of LA Sports Radio.
Like, that's the problem in the world, is there aren't enough happy shows, fun shows.
Mason and Ireland.
710 ESPN.
All right, Mason and Ireland, Sua Cravens in for Mace today, and we've been trying to get Lynn Roberts on the show, and we've got her. Lynn joining us now after practice. Lynn, thank you for doing this. Congratulations on turning the Sparks around. You guys are playing really well, and we really appreciate you coming on. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm always happy to come on. We're just our schedule. You know how it is. NBA is the same way. It's just so crazy. Finding a day is tough, but it's awesome to be on with you guys.
Okay, so I've always wondered, because I haven't met you until now, I'm wondering, you were a hugely successful college coach. Everywhere you went, you won. You won at Chico State, you won at Pacific, you won at Utah. The Sparks call, I'm sure that wasn't an easy decision because I think they hired you in November, which is right before the college season starts, but you decided to take on the challenge. What was appealing to you about that? Why you were obviously kind of conquering college basketball. Why did you take advantage of this opportunity to jump to the pros?
Yeah, I think because I'm just a competitive person, and a lot of people kind of wondered why I was doing it. I kind of had job security forever at university, and it was great. And I loved it there. It wasn't like I was looking to leave, but they called, and just kind of at every turn, it just felt right. And the chance to kind of roll the dice and coach at the highest level and coach the best players in the world. And like, as a competitor, it doesn't get any better than that.
Coach.
So, and I feel too that the Sparks is a gold mine, and we've just got to get it back to where it belongs.
Coach, your team is 11-4 in the last 15 games. Having Cameron bring back obviously helps that playoff push. What does she provide that you guys have been missing for the last month or two?
Well, some defense, man. She can play some defense. She's just long, and you guys know coming back from an ACL is tough. It's tough physically, but it's tougher mentally. You're out for just so long, and so even today in practice, I thought that was her best practice. Like she's continuing to get better throughout the season, which is hard to do, but it's hard for anybody to do. And she just brings another. To bring Cameron Brink, number 2 pick off the bench, is a luxury. And she's, I think at this point she's kind of hitting her stride with us, and it's perfect timing as we do try to make that playoff push.
We're talking to Lynn Roberts, the head coach of the Sparks, who have played really well lately. And Lynn, we had Kelsey Plum on at the start of the season, and I just loved her. I loved her swagger. I loved the way that she played. Oh, did we lose her? Okay, we'll get her back. But when we had Kelsey on, Sua, the thing that struck me about her is I don't think anybody outside the WNBA would call her the best player in the league, but she thinks she is, which I think is kind of a hidden talent. It's like you want players to believe that they're the best player in the league, even if it may not be true. You want that confidence, right?
Yeah, you need that, never waving confidence in yourself to do your job. Because if you don't believe in yourself, who's going to believe in for you? You got to have that, even if it's not necessarily accurate or even the truth. You need to have that confidence to compete at the highest level as a 1% athlete. So I'm not mad at Kelsey for moving like that. She also had a game winner that I'm sure helps that confidence the other day.
Okay, I think we've got her back. Laura is efforting. I think we've got her back. There we go. All right. Sorry about that, Lynn. Modern technology, I guess. Can you hear us?
I can hear you. I'm sorry. I didn't know you guys wanted to be done with me so quickly.
Not at all. Not at all. We've been waiting a long time to talk to you. So while you were reconnecting, I was talking about, we had Kelsey Plum in the show, and I just loved talking to her. I loved her optimism. I loved her swagger. And then I started watching her play. And so this is kind of a philosophical question for you. I watch, obviously, a lot of NBA. I don't see a weakness in her. I think she can drive to the basket. She's a great passer. She can shoot outside. When you've got a player like that, an elite player like that, how do you coach her? I mean, obviously you're a coach, so you think everybody can get better. How do you coach a player like that doesn't appear, at least to the outside observer, that she has a lot of weaknesses?
Well, I think it's finding the buttons and knowing how to push them and when to push them. She is unbelievably competitive. So am I. And I think challenging her drive and, just the pursuit of being a little bit better. She garners so much attention from the other team. And so learning for her, this is a new experience with her or for her with us. When she was in Vegas, she was the second or third option with Asia Wilson there. So now she's the head of the snake, and that's a learning curve. That's a process. And so just challenging her in those ways, less the, technicalities of her game and more about the mental side of how to be an elite scorer, but also lead the team, whether that, creating shots for yourself or sometimes creating shots for other people, holding people accountable, being a voice in the locker room. Her work ethic's unmatched, but challenge her, find the right buttons and push them.
Now, Coach, completely off topic here. I've done a little research, and I was pretty athletic in high school. I played 3 sports, but How the hell do you get 12 varsity letters?
I noticed this.
This is ridiculous. This has to be. You have to have a statue out front of your high school, I'm guessing.
How did you get?
No, but
12?
you want to hear something great?
Yeah.
I'm in the High School Hall of Fame, and I went back, and they spelled my name wrong.
Of course,
how
they
big
did.
Time I am.
So they didn't put an E on the end.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So obviously my legacy looms large there. They don't even spell my name right.
So I'm guessing, Lynn, that, by the way, Lynn was a baller when she was younger, before she became a coach. That's what we're talking about. And you went to high school in Reading, and you lit up the scoreboard. So I'm guessing 4 of those letters were in basketball. Where'd you get the other 8?
Well, I kind of bounced around. I did volleyball. I did softball. I did tennis one year. I did soccer.
Wow.
Yeah, I just, my parents said, get out of the house, go do something. So I just went out and played whatever sport I could play.
Well, if they had a Superstars competition back when you were in high school, I would have bet on you. Good for you. We're talking to Lynn Roberts, the head coach of the Sparks. Lynn, when I watch your team play, I know that Kelsey obviously is an all-star, and Cameron, second pick in the draft, and she looks like a model, so they garner a lot of attention. But my sense is, watching your team, that you're very happy to have De'Erica Hamby and Rakia Jackson, because those are the types of players that I think a coach would want. That at least from the outside looking in, it appears to me that they do kind of whatever you need to win. Am I right?
Yeah, for sure. And, we've got a good young roster. But, De'Erica Hamby's an all-star too. Our record before, when they started voting, we hadn't gotten it rolling yet. So she didn't make it, but she's top 5 in efficiency and all the things, averaging close to 20. Yeah, those guys are studs. They are. And I think what we try to play is up-tempo. I think we're number 1 in scoring in the league and number 2 in offensive rating. And we're number 1 and 2 in every offensive category in the league. And, those 2 are a huge reason for that. I think when Rakia Jackson scores 20 or more, I think we're 9-0 or 10-0 or something like that. So, yeah, so we've got some firepower offensively, and it's a process to get this thing pointed in the right direction, but I like where we are right now.
Well, those are the star players, but I want to talk about a new player that you've just recently signed, and I'm sure you're familiar with her, Alyssa Peely, who was an absolute savage at Utah. Just
when Lynn was there.
An absolute beast. You just signed her for the remaining of the season after her 7-day. What did you see out of her that was, shored up that deal to get her on the team for the rest of the year?
Well, I think she's a WNBA player, and it's hard. We got her, maybe 3.5 weeks ago. And it's hard to integrate somebody at that point in the season, but we're still looking for opportunities. But she is just, and I know you were at USC, I think, and doing radio with covering them, and she's a load. I mean, she is just an absolute load. And, talk about a high school athlete. I think she was in Alaska, the state player of the year 3 times in a row. She played football in high school, wrestling.
That's that Polynesian blood.
Yeah, man, she is a powerhouse. So I know how to use her. I used her in college. She won us a lot of games, and we just kind of got to find the time to integrate her into what we're doing.
Lynn Roberts is our guest. She's the head coach of the Sparks, and the Sparks have been rolling. Lynn, as you want to kind of keep this going and make this playoff push, what do you hear yourself saying to your team more than anything else? What's your number one point of emphasis at this point of the season when you talk to the women?
I think it's toughness. I mean, that's how you win down the stretch. Everybody's banged up. Everybody's tired. You're playing teams for the 4th time. Like, it's a mental grind. It's a physical grind. And, I've been telling them, like, when you get it gets the hardest when you're really close. And that's what separates people from actually reaching their goals or not. Because when you're really close, it gets really, really hard. And so that's where I think we're at. We're right on the brink of it. And that's when you got to just be tough. And I don't mean just the ability to, like, take a charge, although that would be great too. It's the ability to keep getting up and attacking the game plan and watching your film and taking care of your body and just have that toughness mindset of, next game, next play, not be denied in what you're trying to do.
All right, last thing for you. Your game the other night was fantastic. Kelsey obviously hit the game winner with the game on the line, but Paige Beckers went nuts.
She's decent.
Yeah,
she's decent.
So I couldn't decide, Lynn, whether or not, you can tell when a player, especially a young player like a rookie, comes into the league, that if they're just a hot player or a really good player. She obviously had a great college career, but it seemed like, obviously her shot was on. I think she went 17 of 21. But what impressed you the most about trying to you won the game, which is the good news, but trying to slow her down was hard. What impressed you the most about her, watching her play in person like that?
Yeah, man, she's good. And I think the best way to describe her is, she's more athletic than, people think. She can really elevate on her shot and all those things, but she's just slippery. Like she can get through things. Like Gino Auriemma, the famed coach at UConn, used to say she's like water, where she just figures out ways to get through cracks. And she was on one.
Right.
Yes, we did not do a great job defensively. Maybe made some mistakes, but she was in the flow state, man, and there was not much we could do. Luckily, we scored the last basket.
Yeah, well, that's the best part about that story is anytime, you can use it as a learning experience and show that film to your team, but you won the game, which is obviously the most important thing. And
Amen.
And Lynn, I can't tell you how fun your team is to watch. I love the way they
thank you.
I love the way they compete. I can tell that they say that teams take on the personality of their coach, and you mentioned your competitiveness. Your team gets into it. And I encourage people who have not watched the Sparks play this year, maybe saw them last season when they really, really struggled. This is not that. This is a completely different team with a completely different mindset. And I encourage people to go out to your games, and if they can't, watch them on TV. And most of all, Lynn, I want to thank you for coming on. I know we've been trying to make this happen for a while. So thanks for taking a few minutes, and good luck on this playoff run, man. We're behind you, and we hope you win all the way out. Thanks again for doing this.
All right. I appreciate you guys.
All right, there is Lynn Roberts, the coach of the Sparks, and they play again tonight. And so if you're looking for something to do, Sparks are playing tonight. All right, coming up next, we will spin the wheel of questions, and we will get to the conspiracy. Did the guy who called and ripped Mason the other day, is it somebody famous? We'll let you decide. First, let me tell you about Thrive, the leading managed security service provider in the United States. The truth is, 1/3 of businesses will unwittingly turn over their sensitive company data to thieves this year. And right away, everything's compromised. Your customer files, your bank accounts, you won't know until the $1 million ransom demand hits your email. Just like in sports, defense wins championships. The same is true in business. Call Thrive. Go on their website. Get them to come take a look at your network. They'll start with a Thrive cyber risk assessment. Their security analyst will identify gaps and deliver solutions to help keep your network healthy and protected. I've been hacked. Trust me, you don't want it. It's not a matter of if, it's when. Get your no-obligation security recommendations. Your business depends on it. Go to this website, thrivenextgen.com/ESPN. I'll give it to you again, thrivenextgen.com/ESPN. Protect your business with Thrive.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen from NFL Network. The Rich Eisen Show is coming to 710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app. Tuesday, September 2nd from 9 a.m. to noon, right after the all-new Sedano and Cap morning show.
The Rich Eisen Show, broadcasting live from Los Angeles every weekday. And now coming right here to ESPN LA.
LA's mega sports station, 710 ESPN, the new home of The Rich Eisen Show in the Southland.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
Back when I played, leg cramps were no joke. Fourth quarter, overtime, practice, even when I got home, they would hit out of nowhere. Had I known about Highland's leg cramps back in the day, I would have had a locker full of the stuff. Now I'm retired, I still get these cramps on my morning walks, hanging out with my daughter, but now I've got something that actually works. Highland's leg cramps. The tablets dissolve quickly under the tongue and don't upset my stomach. Cramps hit athletes, weekend warriors, couch coaches, all of us. Grab Highland's leg cramps and get it today at Walmart, Walgreens, or CVS.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
And it is the biggest show on the radio, Mason and Ireland, here each weekday. You know what it's time for? What is this? It's time for Wheel of Questions. Producer Brian Cohen, are you ready with that wheel? Hit it, Jack.
That's a dumbass question.
It might be. You know what? Actually, I pulled this up because it was very interesting to me. I'm not really on Threads, guys, but this popped up in my feed.
Okay.
And it was a girl saying hairstyle problems. She wrote, "Was I wrong for asking for a discount?" She said, "The new hairstyles I got, her website states that if I'm 11 minutes late, you get a $25 fee added. If you're 6 minutes late, you get a $15 fee added to your appointment. My appointment was at 10 a.m., and she still has not arrived." So the hairstylist was late. She then texted the hairstylist and said, "I understand you're running late. Thank you for letting me know. Unfortunately, I'm already here as my commute was over an hour long. And all I ask is that my final price reflects some consideration with your lateness." So people went crazy saying that she was out of pocket for asking for a discount.
No, she's not.
Not at all.
And that was my question. My thing is, if, as a hairstylist, beautician, whatever, right? If you're going to hold your customers to a standard of being on time, shouldn't you hold yourself to the same one?
Yes. Yeah, not only should you hold yourself to the same one, you've opened a can of worms here, Laura, because what I hate is you go to a restaurant and you have a reservation at 7:30, and then they say, there's a restaurant in Idaho I go to, and they always pull this crap.
We can't seat you until your whole party's here.
Yeah. Or this. Your table's 10, 15 minutes away from being ready. You can go have a drink in the bar. That's a bait and switch to get me to buy drinks at the bar.
As you're late with my table.
Right. But I got here at 7:30, which is when my reservation is, and you're giving my reservation away if I show up at 7:45. The door swings both ways. Not only do I think this woman was well within her rights to ask for a discount, I would have asked for the exact same discount that swings the other way. What did you say if she's 12 minutes late? How much?
11, it was 25, and 6 is 15.
So if she's 22 minutes late, that's $50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you don't get to play the fence on this.
No.
Either we're both being accountable and being punctual and on time is expected from both parties, or the discount can swing either way.
Yeah. Brian, what do you think?
100% both your guys' side. There's no way I would even offer the full price once she comes in late.
All right.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's get to this. I want to get this in before Sports Graffiti so people can comment on it if they want to. Brian, let me ask you first. On Friday, some guy called and just lit into Mason. He doesn't like Mason. What happens when you're not here? I'm not going to be here next week. When you're not here, they call and rip you. It's just the nature of the business.
Okay.
So Mason wasn't here. Some guy called and laid into him. And I had 3 different people. One of them texted me. 2 of them tweeted me that this guy sounds exactly like Oral Hershiser. Brian, when you were cutting the sound, do you agree or disagree with the possibility it could be Oral?
I disagreed until you put that thought in my mind. And then when I heard it again with that thought, I was like, ooh, there's a chance.
All right, here it is. I'll play 1 minute of it, and you guys, I don't buy it. I don't think this is Oral, and nor do I think Oral would do it. But boy, when I went back and listened to it, I thought it's something. It's not nothing. Here's the call from Friday. Here's Jerry. Hey, Jerry, you're on Sports Graffiti. Hi.
Hi, John. I got to tell you, I've been listening to sports radio for over 70 years. You do an excellent job every day, and if you're not on the show, it loses all of its ability to be entertaining, and I have a really problem with Steve Mason. I think that
so do I, Jerry. I have many problems with Steve Mason. So
let's hear yours.
What's your problem with him?
I have to tell you, he knows very little, and when he picks on Steve Hartman, because I have to tell you, I always thought the best team in this town would be you and Hartman, because you both have a clear, expressing way of entertaining, and also you know the history of the city of Los Angeles. So Hartman knows more than anybody I've ever seen when it comes to facts. You know the personalities. I don't think if you asked Steve Mason, who number 9 was famous for the Dodgers, played left field in 1959, he would ever tell you Wally Moon.
Wow, I can assure you he would not. Okay, here's the thing. It does sound a little like Oral, Brian, but I think Jerry is noticeably older. That's what makes it. Laura, what did you think? Any?
No. The cadence, I get the cadence is there, but no. Absolutely not.
Yeah, and I watched Oral do games all weekend, and it kept popping into my head. And like, Brian, you were saying, once it's in your head, you can't get it out. Yeah.
He's clearly an Ireland fan.
Yeah, which happens. The people call, you'll see, because we're going to do Sports Graffiti next, 877-710-ESPN. People are allowed to call in and say whatever they want. So and this is true on social media too, they won't say it to your face.
Never.
But if they don't like you, they'll call the other guy. Like, so when I'm not here next week, the Ireland haters will call Mason. And when Mason's not here this week, they'll call me.
Yeah.
It's just kind of the nature of the beast.
Do we not get caller ID here at ESPN LA? We can track these guys down.
But that doesn't necessarily mean, like, you couldn't hand somebody else your phone.
That's true.
Yeah, they figured it out. But I thought that was a funny bit where like, hey, Ireland, that was – no, it's not. It's not Oral Hershiser, although he did sound a little like him. A little like the cadence there, and it made it. All right, anyway, it is time for Sports Graffiti. Open the phones, Laura. 877-710-3776 is the number. 877-710-ESPN. You can talk about anything we've talked about. You can talk about the Dodgers, the Sparks, USC, Shedeur Sanders, if that guy sounds like Oral Hershiser, anything you want. Or you can go off the board and talk about something that you would want to talk about. But now's your time. Now's your chance. 877-710-3776. Sua Cravens is in for Mace. I'm John Ireland, ESPN LA.
The Rich Eisen Show is coming to ESPN LA on Tuesday, September 2nd from 9 a.m. to noon. A unique blend of the biggest newsmakers and playmakers join his show each weekday. Plus, Rich's credibility and sports knowledge is unmatched. The Rich Eisen Show comes live from El Segundo each weekday and joins our family at ESPN LA this fall.
It's time to hear from Coach Lincoln Riley. Tonight at 6 p.m., Coach Lincoln Riley's radio show returns to ESPN LA. Don't miss the debut episode of Trojans Live. Tonight at 6 p.m. on 710 ESPN, the all-new ESPN LA app, and on USC Football's YouTube page. Trojans Live, presented by Monster Energy. Monster Energy, unleash the beast. Your host, Jordan Moore, Sean Cody, and Cody Kessler get you ready for week 1 of USC football. Trojans Live with Coach Lincoln Riley tonight at 6 p.m. on ESPN LA.
I work hard on my 10 all year. What I do every day at Oasis Pool. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
We've got Labor Day specials at Good Times Cafe, Mosen, Fiesta Taco, and Pink Coffee all weekend.
Number 2.
Cedric the Entertainer, live September 19th.
And the number 1 reason.
Just because it's Labor Day doesn't mean your summer vacay is over. Our rates in September are as low as $109.
Morongo, Good Times.
Accident,
or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
Hey, it's Mace. If you're injured in an accident, you got to call my guy Jacob. Why? Because his team will hold your hand throughout the entire process. He's been handling cases since the 90s. The consultation is free. He'll deal with the insurance company on your behalf, and you only pay Jacob if he wins. He's got the reputation and the clout to get you the compensation you deserve. Call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB, or visit calljacob.com.
Call Jacob.
Come celebrate Roger Dunn Golf Shop's 60th anniversary this Labor Day weekend. Enjoy 25% off all Green Tag closeout apparel, 20% off Skechers and Puma golf shoes, and get a 50% bonus trade-in towards any new club. Don't miss out on these deals and more at Roger Dunn Golf Shop's 60th anniversary Labor Day sale the 28th through September 1st. Trusted by golfers since 1965 and home to the legendary 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Roger Dunn Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Get there.
Progressive knows not all rides are smooth. Meet Claire. She loves her motorcycle, and she's learned to love the insects she encounters on her rides. She may not know the difference between a gnat and a mosquito at 55 miles per hour, but she does know one thing. It's always gross when one flies into her mouth. But she's so used to it that it's weird when it doesn't happen. Not every ride is smooth, but Progressive has your back with comprehensive and collision coverage from America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in D.C.
Adam Schefter here with Vivid Seats live from the stands, and we've got a special update. Sources confirm fans using the Vivid Seats app are racking up rewards with every ticket and doing it fast. With an unbeatable lineup of seats and perks that go the distance, why use any other app for game day? Don't fumble this season. Grab your tickets through Vivid Seats, download their app, earn rewards, and as the official ticketing partner of ESPN, get $20 off your first $200 in-app purchase with code Schefter. That's code Schefter.
Hey, it's Mace. This year marks the 90th anniversary of Social Security, a cornerstone of financial security in America. For 9 decades, it has kept hundreds of millions of Americans out of poverty, given families across the country peace of mind and dignity in retirement. That's why AARP will never stop fighting to protect the Social Security payments you earned. Learn more at aarp.org/CA. That's aarp.org/CA. Paid for by AARP California.
Tuesday, September 2nd at 9 a.m. The Rich Eisen Show is coming to 710 ESPN, KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
And it is 1 o'clock in the Southland on the biggest show on the radio, Mason and Ireland. And it's time for Let's Talk About It on Sports Graffiti, like we do every day at this time. Sponsored by our friends at BetterHelp. Mental health is health. Visit BetterHelp.com/timeout today for 10% off your first month of therapy. BetterHelp.com/timeout. Now let's do it. Let's talk about it on Sports Graffiti on Mason and Ireland.
Sue and I setting up a golf date. We're both lying about our handicaps. So that means we're playing straight up. All right. It's time for Sports Graffiti. And the interesting thing about Sports Graffiti is, like that guy who called on Friday, anything can happen. It's your segment. You can take it anywhere you want to go. Here is Harold to lead off. Harold, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go.
I got a couple of things, John. Mason, boy, he sure takes a lot of time off, doesn't he?
More than anyone I've ever met, Harold. It is the.
That's what I was.
You know what he is. You know what he is.
I never had that much time off when I was working.
Right.
But anyway,
he's Kawhi Leonard.
John, I know you're
oh my God.
doing like I am. Sorry, Sue. When are you going to start talking Bruin football? We got a game on Saturday against Utah.
Right. I'm worried about UCLA's football season. I just don't think they're going to be very good. Now, the one, if Imaleva, the quarterback they got from Tennessee, can play, he might be able to keep him in some games. But, Sue, I think they're a 4-8 team. What do you think?
Yeah. Is that game at Utah this weekend?
No, it's here, right?
So nobody's going to be at the game.
Yeah, because UCLA's not in school.
They're off.
This was a problem when I went to UCLA. UCLA starts, your first day of school is the first week of October.
There's quarters and semesters.
Yeah, they're on the quarter system. So, Harold, I hope I'm wrong because I like Deshaun Foster a lot. I covered him when I was a player. But I don't think they're going to be any good. I hope I'm wrong, but I got them going 4-8. What do you think?
I think Nico being your quarterback provides a level of offensive production the Bruins haven't seen in a very long time. So I'm going to say that they win 6 games just because Nico is at quarterback.
Well, if they went 6-6, that would be an unexpectedly decent season. Here's Luis. Hey, Luis, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go.
Yeah, this one's for Sue, man. One of my favorite Trojans of all time. Got totally snubbed by not being named an All-American.
Agreed. Fight on.
I'll never forget. I know you do. Fight on, brother. I'll never forget some. I don't know why, but it was some video that you and Cody posted of you guys singing some country song, driving in a car. You looked so uncomfortable. It was hilarious. But yeah, man, fight on. And if they keep getting you back, Momo's got a real challenge for Mandy's Host of the Year, man.
There you go. Fill in Host of the Year.
Early nomination.
Sue is an early candidate for filling. Momo's won 3 years in a row. She's got competition.
I'm going against Bama then, basically.
Yeah, but they don't always win. Don, you're on Sports Graffiti. Don, go ahead.
Hey, guys. Hope everybody's doing good. I just wanted to call and take up for Mason. First off, that guy didn't sound anything like Oral Hershiser. He sounded like a clown.
Now, Berkman just walked in and said the same thing, Don, that he didn't. But I actually thought in times of the call he did, but it wasn't him. No way.
I didn't think so at all. But, my thing is with Mason, the dude is real. I absolutely love the guy. If you listen to him, that guy, he puts himself out there. He's just great. And to take up for Steve Hartman, are you kidding me? But, my biggest thing is to say that Mason doesn't know who played a position for the Dodgers 60-something years ago. Who the hell cares?
Yeah, nobody cares who played left field for the Dodgers in the 60s. I can assure you.
And to bag Mason for something like that. And, that's one of the things I don't like about Chris Morales is every time Mason is gone, he drags him through the mud. So, Mason, get your butt back to work.
Yeah, I wouldn't, like I said, so a Mace is Kawhi Leonard. When he works, he is great, but he just doesn't work very much. Here's Rosa. Hey, Rosa, you're on Sports Graffiti. Hi.
Hi. He pretty much covered it. That guy did not sound anything like Oral Hershiser.
Okay,
I'm
good.
sorry. That's all I wanted to say.
Okay.
No Oral.
No Oral. All right. Here's Ted. Hey, Ted, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead.
For John and Mason, you both are great. You guys are both great, but when you're together, it's way better for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm your guys' age. I think I'm an old man now because I listen to more talk radio than I do music. But you guys are awesome.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, man. That's very nice of you to call. Yeah, we know it's better when we're both here. It's just that Mason's favorite thing to do is vacation, and I'm gone a lot with the Lakers, so we try and take advantage of the days when we're together. Here's Dale. Hey, Dale, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead.
Hey, thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
2 things. Number one, is it true that is not Oral Hershiser? He's got too much class to bag on.
I agree.
Mason.
I agree.
Yep. And I know you agree, and Oral agrees that Mason drives a bus, and when we have the ESPYs, your guys' version of the ESPYs, and should be the ESPYs too, he's number 1. Everybody else is really just going for number 2. So it wouldn't be fair.
All right, you can pick up your check from Mason in the
right. Did Mason pay these guys?
Yeah, exactly. Hey, here's Steven. Steven, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead. Hi.
Okay, I got a quick comment and then what I think is an important question.
Okay.
My comment is, even though we are yet to listen to him, ESPN has continually tried to bring in out-of-town talent into Los Angeles, and it's about my belief that that's just never worked. And L.A. and Southern Cal likes L.A. and Southern Cal voices.
All right,
my
Steven,
question is,
Steven, before you ask your question, and I won't hang up on you, I'll give you a chance to ask it. Let me just point out that Rich Eisen lives in Los Angeles, has lived here for 22 years, and so you're going to hear a lot of L.A.-based sports talk because Rich has lived here. He'll do a national show, but give it a chance because I think he's going to talk a lot of L.A. sports and always has on his show. Now, what's your question?
Okay, we'll see. I don't know whether I heard it on this station, but have you heard either the rumor or the speculation that Aaron Donald has kept himself in game shape and is considering coming back to the Rams?
I can answer that personally. I just saw Aaron Donald at Sierra Canyon's football game on the sideline last Friday, and he looks like he is in better shape than 99.9% of the NFL.
So, Stephen, what I can tell you is the best defensive player on the Rams now, since Aaron Donald retired, is Jared Verse.
He's working with him.
And Jared Verse said to Aaron Donald, I don't see what the big hubbub is. You couldn't keep up with me in my workouts. Everybody says I couldn't keep up with you. And Aaron Donald said, okay, let's work out.
Come on over.
And they went and worked out, and Jared Verse called Uncle half an hour
Shortly
into the workout, said that Aaron Donald ran circles around him. And I'll add this, too. When Micah Parsons came out and asked for a trade, Aaron Donald Sua commented publicly on a post, if the Rams trade for Micah Parsons, I'm going to get myself back in football shape. And when I read that, if I'm Les Snead, I'm immediately trying to trade for Micah Parsons. Because if you put both those guys on the line with Jared Verse,
best D-line in football. Best D-line in football.
Maybe best D-line in the – and the Rams had the fearsome foursome with Deacon Jones and Merlin. You have to go back to that. But, yeah, he's the real deal, Aaron Donald. And I would not be shocked if he came out of retirement. The guy looks like he can play today.
He doesn't have to get back into football shape. He's
already
remains
there.
in football shape.
All right, here's Tony. Hey, Tony, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead.
Hey, guys. Happy Monday to y'all. Just want to keep it in the football talk. With all this push for possibly expanding the league to 18 games, what do you guys feel about 20-minute quarters?
That's a idea. And here's why. One of the reasons the players aren't in love with 18 games, even though I think it's going to happen, is that their bodies take a beating. So how many years did you play in the NFL?
4.
All right. You were just there 4 years, and you're probably still a little bit sore. Imagine playing 14 years.
Yeah.
Okay? You NFL players, I never, ever rip an NFL player after he's done playing because I think they pay for they earn every penny because they pay for it with their health.
Yes.
If you have a double-digit year career in the NFL, I've worked with Marcellus Wiley, I've worked with Billy Ray Smith. All these guys have issues now.
Yeah.
And so because of that, I think 20-minute quarters would be awful because 15-minute quarters are long.
Yes.
And so I don't think that they would do that. What do you think?
I just don't think you'd be able to fit in the commercial ads, the deals with these companies, the TV timeouts, the injury timeouts. You're going to lose a crowd before halftime.
Now, I have another proposal that I'm curious what you think about. I would get rid of the preseason. Completely eliminate it. But a lot of players, guys that were in your shoes, said, no, you need those so guys have a chance to make the team. Why can't they have a chance to make the team in practice, in the scrimmages? Why do you need preseason games?
You absolutely don't need it. And speaking as a guy who's been on both sides of the spectrum, one where I just got drafted or I'm a starter, so I'm guaranteed to make the team. So training camp only matters when the ones are practicing and the games mean nothing.
Right.
Or on the flip side of that, where the second or third preseason game, I need to make a name for myself. You have more than enough time from OTAs through training
So you'd
camp.
be okay with me eliminating the preseason?
Eliminate and add the additional game.
Right, and then add the 18th game, and then if you won the Super Bowl, then you'd play 21 games, and that's it.
Yeah.
And there's a reason why Sean McVay never plays any of the Rams starters in preseason. He
Play
knows
enough games.
Yeah, he knows that they're getting beat up during the regular year. Here's Steve. Hey, Steve, you're on Sports Graffiti. Hi.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hey, guys. Yeah, hey, John. So to get to the point kind of quickly here, there's all this LeBron talk, right? And we know that there's a lot of fans who, for whatever reason, they are going to dislike LeBron regardless of what he does.
Right.
But a number of times you've tried to get your head around it, and I got to tell you, something else popped up today that made me – I'm a LeBron guy for now. He's a Laker. I hope he's with the team all year. And I think he gives them the best chance to win the championship. But you got to be blind to not see how often there's something, whether it's something he does on Twitter or, I don't know, Instagram, or just something posted or something that ends up leaking about, him being interested in something else, whatever. But the thing that jumped out today was Jake Fisher, a NBA insider, reported that the Warriors have gone to the Lakers like 3 times.
Oh, more than that. More. They call them. Steve, they call them all the time.
This is not just the fans, John. It's just they're not the fans. They're not crazy. They sense it. Everybody senses that there's some sort of uneasiness with him, and so they're sniffing around. They wouldn't be. They're not going to call. They're not going to keep contacting the Lakers about Luka, and they weren't even contacting them about AD really. But
Yeah, but Steve, here's my issue, and this goes back to something we were talking about in crosstalk. The only question I ever ask when we're talking about a player in any sport is, does he give me the best chance to win? And in the case of LeBron, he does. I'm not denying all of the points you made about his passive aggressiveness, about the stuff off the court. I understand that turns fans off. I get it. But I only care about one thing. Does he give me a better chance to win? And I don't understand Laker fans who think the answer to that question is no. Because he puts up 24, 8, and 8, Steve, and he's the oldest player in the league. How can you make an argument that he gives you a less chance to win? Because I can't.
No, absolutely not. Look, he is their best option, especially considering right now, you're capped. It's not like you can go out and you can't replace him. He's irreplaceable. Yeah. And look, he puts butts in the seats. He's still, puts the Lakers on prime time more than any other
the Lakers
player.
in the postseason consistently.
Yeah, and by the way, stuff, Steve, I'm assuming you're a Lakers fan, right?
Huge.
Okay, so the games are more fun when he's in them.
Yeah.
Why would we want to take him off of the team? If you and I are going to invest 3 hours a night over 82 nights, and we that's a regular part of our life
to watch
and
King
our
James.
routine, it's more fun if he's there. Mm-hmm. And that's my disconnect, Steve. I know your point is well taken. You would have to be blind to not notice all the off-the-court stuff. Yeah. It's not that I don't notice it. It's that I don't care. Mm-hmm. I just want the best chance to win, and he gives us a better chance to win, and that's my position. I hope. Does that make sense to you?
It's not that we don't notice it. It's that it's what comes with it. And LeBron James is LeBron James.
So for what it's worth, I do believe, and I don't know anything. I know I work for the team, but they haven't told me anything. I don't think even LeBron knows. I have a strong feeling this is his last year as a Laker.
Yeah.
And so I think we should all enjoy it.
Yeah.
That we got LeBron, we got Luka, we got Austin Reeves on the rise, DeAndre Ayton playing for his financial future, Marcus Smart, a good defender. I think the Lakers are going to be really fun to watch this year.
Yeah, and I think the reason why the Warriors keep calling about LeBron is because they're in a similar situation where there's a window for Steph Curry to win again, and they believe they can get it done with LeBron. I believe the Lakers believe they can get it done with what they have with LeBron, Luka, DeAndre coming over, Reeves resigning. So both of these teams are just trying to strike while the iron's hot.
All right, coming up next, a topic that Sua Cravens in for Mace today is uniquely qualified to talk about. College football recruiting and an ethical question that we will tackle next. A reminder that Let's Talk About It on Sports Graffiti is sponsored by BetterHelp. Mental health is health. Sua in for Mace. I'm John Ireland, Mason in Ireland, ESPN LA.
Hey, what's up, LA? It's producer Laura.
And producer D.
LA, get ready to chop it up in the afternoons. The new DeMarco and Travis afternoon show is here.
Weekdays from 3 to 6, starting September 2nd. It's sports, it's life, it's LA, all with that barbershop talk feel.
Real conversations, real laughs, and a community vibe that feels like home. Don't miss the debut of the DeMarco and Travis afternoon show.
Starting September 2nd, only on ESPN LA.
Be sure to catch Let's Talk About It on Sports Graffiti, weekday afternoons at 1 p.m. on Mason and Ireland. Sponsored by BetterHelp. Mental health is health. Visit BetterHelp.com/timeout today for 10% off your first month of therapy. BetterHelp.com/timeout. Park, party, and play at Hollywood Park Casino, LA's hottest card room. Pre-game with friends on game days inside Century Bar and Grill and enjoy daily lunch specials or catch up over a late-night dinner. Step into Ray's Lounge and enjoy live music, DJs on the weekends, and savory crafted cocktails. The only spot where you can park, party, and play 24/7. Hollywood Park Casino now open. Located next to the Forum at SoFi Stadium and the all-new Intuit Dome. For more info, go to playhpc.com or follow them at PlayHPC. Must be 21 plus to enter.
Discover Big League Hydration with Arrowhead Mountain Spring Water, delivering refreshment all season long. Sourced from carefully selected springs right here in the West, Arrowhead is crisp, refreshing, and complete with naturally occurring minerals. Arrowhead Mountain Spring Water, the official water of Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
Who is the real SC? USC and University of South Carolina women's basketball will go head-to-head on Saturday, November 15th at Crypto.com Arena to settle the debate and determine which one is the real SC. You don't want to miss this coast-to-coast clash of two premier women's college basketball teams. USC versus the University of South Carolina, November 15th at Crypto.com Arena. Tickets on sale at AXS.com. Again, that's AXS.com.
All right, we got a caller who says, I need to buy a car and I need to save money. Well, my friend, I've got one answer for you. The Cerritos Auto Square. It's America's largest auto mall. 24 dealerships, all the top brands, all in one easy location right here in SoCal. And here's the secret. These dealers sell more cars than anyone because they have low prices. And they can actually afford low prices because they sell so many cars. Check it out at CerritosAutosquare.com.
Cerritos Auto Square.
Out here, days are getting a little cooler, and mornings are starting with a few more layers. It's the season for more time at the grill, more feed for your animals. Heaters burn late into the night, and the woods start calling your name. We appreciate hard-working hands, shared moments, and love for our land. That's why season after season, we're here for your life out here. Tractor Supply.
Your fantasy draft is here. The Smack Talk is starting, and this season, ESPN Bet is giving you more ways to ride with your squad. Introducing ESPN Bet Fan Center, where you can instantly link and bet on your fantasy teams right in the ESPN Bet app. An enhanced sports betting experience only from ESPN Bet, the sports book for sports fans. Download the app today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Mason and Ireland on LA's mega sports station.
Oh my, am I really on Mason and Ireland show?
Yes.
This is a great moment. Hey.
Right now, more of Mason and Ireland on 710.
All right, Mason and Ireland. Sua Cravens in for Mace today. And Sua, you're uniquely qualified to talk about this because you were very heavily recruited out of high school. Now, you've told me before you had your heart set on SC, and more importantly, your mom wasn't going to let you go anywhere else,
no,
right?
Our childhood home was a mile away from SC until I was about 6 years old. I would hear the fight song in our backyard until we moved to Rialto.
But it did not stop other schools from coming after you.
No, not
okay.
at all.
So here's the question. Seth Wickersham, who's a really good writer, has a new book coming out about the recruitment of Arch Manning when he was in high school. For people that don't know, Arch Manning will be the starting quarterback for Texas this Saturday when they go number 1 ranked Texas plays at number 3 Ohio State, the defending national champions. Arch Manning with a huge spotlight on him. I don't know if there's ever been as much pressure on an incoming starter as there is on Arch. Not only is he the favorite to win the Heisman Trophy, but he's from a legacy of family. His grandfather, Archie, was a great NFL quarterback. His uncles, Peyton and Eli.
In case y'all haven't heard of the Mannings before.
Yeah. So Arch is as big of a name in college football as you can get. So you might imagine that every school made a run at him. So one of the schools that was recruiting him was Alabama. Another school that was recruiting him was Texas, where Steve Sarkisian, who you played for.
And used to coach for Alabama.
Right. And so all the assistants at Alabama knew Sark. And Sark was at Texas. And so here come the Alabama assistants. Here comes Sark. They're all laying it on thick, trying to talk Arch Manning into coming to their school. one of the Alabama assistants who started this with, Sark is one of my best friends, but he's got a drinking problem. And if you go to Texas, I just hope he can stay sober, because if he can't, it's going to end the same way it ended at USC. Here's my question, Sua. Is that to be expected in the world of college recruiting? Does anything go, or is that unethical and wrong for the Alabama assistants to use Sark's alcoholism? Sark has openly talked about it, that he's battled with alcohol his whole life. He appears to have kicked it. He's been sober for about 4 years. Inbounds or out of bounds for other schools to try and use his alcoholism to get Arch Manning?
Well, if you're his quote-unquote friend,
right,
you're out of bounds, because come on, that's low ball right there. If you're my friend, and I hope that my friends that are listening to the show right now, don't call me your friend if you're going to say that about me,
right,
in regards to our profession and doing our job. But on the flip side of that, I understand sometimes getting a certain recruit can elevate you to a certain position as a coach, especially if you're in that recruiting office trying to be taken serious as a coach or coordinator one day. I wouldn't go that low and to use another man's problem that he had years ago against him,
right?
Especially if he's my friend. I'm one where, I can only judge you off the experiences we've been through, and every 5 years we change. So I wouldn't use it against him now, but I see why he did it. It was still low.
I remember one time Bobby Bowden, the old Florida State coach, had two sons that ended up going into coaching. And one of them was Terry, and he coached at Auburn. And we had Terry on the show once, and I said, if a kid is deciding between Florida State and Auburn, so he's either going to play for your dad or for you, how do you handle it? And he goes, well, I'm not proud of this. I'm going to give you the honest answer. He was a Southern boy. I'm going to give you the honest answer. He goes, Sua, I hear you're thinking about going to Florida State. Well, let me tell you, Dad, he's losing a little bit. I think we got to send him one of them Alzheimer's clinics, because he ain't going to have it by the time you're in your fourth year. Now, none of that is true, but I'd say it if it would get me the kid. And so I think there are no rules in recruiting, but you would know better than me. I mean, when people came to get you, you had it stamped on your forehead, I am going to USC. You committed after your junior year of high school, and you were a 5-star, but they came after you anyway, didn't they? And every time SC changed coaches, did your phone ring?
Oh, man. When USC, I remember this like this was yesterday. I was at the Army Bowl in San Antonio when USC lost to Georgia Tech that 7-6 season, and they just got blown out in the Sun Bowl.
Right. That was Lane's year.
I'm an early enrollee. I'm enrolling at USC in 2 weeks from that date. The amount of unknown phone calls from area codes I've never seen before that called my phone and, hey, this is the head coach of yada, yada.
Yeah, right.
Did you just see your boys? You sure you want to go there?
So this is going on all the time anyway.
Yes. No, it's...
So even if it is unethical for them to bring up Sark's alcoholism, if
happening.
Alabama didn't do it, we can assume somebody else was doing it.
There is no, they're going to do it. They need to. They're going to go over the table, under the table. Right. They're going to offer you whatever it is. They're going to ask you, what have you been offered? And they can double it.
Right.
There is no rules.
Well, and think about this. When they were doing that around the time you were being recruited, as you mentioned, it's all under the table, but it was, and we all know now that it was all going on. Now it's over the table. And so if I put you in, I said, okay, so I'm going to hire you. I'm the NCAA. I'm going to hire you to try and level the playing field with NIL. It's out of control. The transfer portal this year, this is the first year, more than 50% of college rostered players are on their second school. Mm-hmm. So now more than half are not at the school they signed with out of. So that's how prevalent this is. What would you do to clean up NIL, or can it be cleaned up?
It can be cleaned up. You need to put in guarantees and clauses. I think there needs to be, for every NIL deal that you take, you have to be locked into that contract for a year's time. And if you want to void that contract and leave within that year, you have to pay all the money back.
And do you think that kids would actually do it?
You wouldn't have a choice at this point where it's a legal binding.
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
You're a professional. You're 18. Have your attorney look at the paperwork.
Right.
Once you sign that dot and I transfer over this $200,000 to $500,000 for this next 7 months of service, if you like it, great. We will renegotiate in a year's time. If you don't like it and you felt like this isn't what you bargained for and you want to leave, pay every cent of the money that I guaranteed you back, and you get a free transfer.
And if I don't want to have to pay you back, I have to stay with you and play for the full year, and then at the end of the year, I'm free to go.
Yes, and you should be able to. If you stayed and I held up my end of the bargain, you should be able to transfer and still play the next year.
I find that, and I'm just curious if you agree with me. If I was as good as you were in high school, the thing that would matter the most to me is where can I play? Where can I get on the field? I don't want to sit behind somebody. I'm actually surprised Arch Manning is still at Texas.
Yeah.
Because this is going to be officially, he's a redshirt sophomore.
This is his third year.
Yeah, as a redshirt sophomore. So he's going to have 3 years if he wants it. He could turn pro after this year if he wants to come out. But to me, that's the most important thing. So if I went to a school and I was told I had an opportunity to compete for playing time and I felt like I played well and they're still not playing me, I think I would leave. Do players think that way, or once you get into a school, or is it more complicated than that? Like the classes, the people you're with, your teammates, the girl you're dating, does all that play into it?
No, it's all money. It's 100% money. And we're seeing it now where 5 stars will sign to a school that just signed a 5-star that didn't play the year before. And it's because the school is basically saying, here, we're going to give you $1 million to just sit the bench. Are you okay with that? Because we're telling you that now.
Right.
Before you come, you will not play year one. Are you okay with that? And they're just going to the highest bidder at this point because I don't necessarily need to play now because I'm getting the money of, I was a second-round draft pick. My signing bonus was $1 million. These guys are getting that $1 million before they've even taken a snap. Right. So are they worth that $1 million? We don't know. But why would I guess getting hurt before I pocket that money? Because now I get that money. I have the most money I've ever had, more money than the entire practice squad in the NFL. And there's no pressure for me to produce this early. If it were me and I'm a quarterback, take all the time you need.
Right. Why don't people take your theory and put it in? What's stopping it from happening, the binding contracts? Who's against that?
It's because they're technically not professionals.
They're not employees.
They're not employees.
If they become employees, then they
you
have to give them health
them
insurance.
Benefits,
Okay, gotcha.
Salary union has to form.
Right.
We need a CFBPA all of a sudden.
So there's some politics going on here. Okay. All right. Well, I thought that was an interesting story, particularly because it didn't work. Arch Manning ended up going to Texas to play for Sark anyway, and now exactly what Sark was hoping has happened. Arch is his starter. He's number 1 in the country, and he's got a great chance to compete for the national championship. So that's all coming. All right, coming up next, somebody is making a Kobe Bryant movie. It's in development, but it's not about the thing you think it's about. I'll explain coming up next. Mason in Ireland. Sua in for Mace, ESPN LA.
Soccer fans, this one's for you. It's the Soccer Dream Ticket presented by San Antonio Cardinal. Your chance to win an unforgettable trip for 2. We're talking 2 tickets to the final match plus hotel and round-trip flights. Enter your chance to win at soccerdreamticket.com. That's soccerdreamticket.com. Brought to you by San Antonio Cardinal Wine, the perfect game day wine.
It's time to hear from Coach Lincoln Riley. Tonight at 6 p.m., Coach Lincoln Riley's radio show returns to ESPN LA. Don't miss the debut episode of Trojans Live. Tonight at 6 p.m. on 710 ESPN, the all-new ESPN LA app, and on USC Football's YouTube page. Trojans Live, presented by Monster Energy. Monster Energy, unleash the beast. Your host, Jordan Moore, Sean Cody, and Cody Kessler get you ready for week 1 of USC football. Trojans Live with Coach Lincoln Riley tonight at 6 p.m. on ESPN LA.
Dealing with slow drains, dips, and water pressure? Trust the experts at NextGen, the official AC heating, plumbing, and electrical company of SoCal sports fans. Their expert technicians fix even the toughest of jobs. Get your stubborn drains working again with expert drain clearing for just $88. Plus, enjoy peace of mind with their 30-day guarantee. Call NextGen now at 833-3NEXTGen or visit nextgenaaronplumbing.com to book online. CSLB number 1011173. 30-day guarantee and $88 drain clearing requires accessible clean-out and camera inspection.
Ignite your afternoons at Waba Grill's $5 happy hour with our 5-piece pork veggie dumplings and a value-sized premium 1 beverage drink. like our tangy passion fruit lemonade. Enjoy $5 happy hour weekdays after 3 p.m. Only at Waba Grill.
You think you know football? Then prove it in the Circa Million Pro Football Challenge, kicking off from the greatest sports destination in the world, Circa Las Vegas. A guaranteed $6 million is up for grabs with a cool mill going to the winner. Come in last and you got $100,000 coming your way. It's $1,000 per entry, max 5 entries per person. Don't forget about Circa Survivor also, with $15 million in guaranteed prizes. Enter Nevada, play from anywhere. Learn more at circasports.com.
Progressive knows not all rides are smooth. Meet Claire. She loves her motorcycle, and she's learned to love the insects she encounters on her rides. She may not know the difference between a gnat and a mosquito at 55 miles per hour, but she does know one thing. It's always gross when one flies into her mouth. But she's so used to it that it's weird when it doesn't happen. Not every ride is smooth, but Progressive has your back with comprehensive and collision coverage from America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in D.C.
Adam Schefter here with Vivid Seats live from the stands, and we've got a special update. Sources confirm fans using the Vivid Seats app are racking up rewards with every ticket and doing it fast. With an unbeatable lineup of seats and perks that go the distance, why use any other app for game day? Don't fumble this season. Grab your tickets through Vivid Seats, download their app, earn rewards, and as the official ticketing partner of ESPN, get $20 off your first $200 in-app purchase with code Schefter. That's code Schefter.
Mason and Ireland on LA's mega sports station.
I'm going to come out with something right here. I don't work as hard as John Ireland and have no interest in it.
Right now, more of Mason and Ireland on 710.
All right, Mason in Ireland, Sue at Cravens is in for Mace. And when you think about the life of Kobe Bryant, it would have been Kobe's birthday yesterday or Saturday. And then yesterday is what we call Mamba Day, 8/24. And so a lot of posts about Kobe, a lot of things out there about Kobe. And this, to me, was interesting. A movie about Kobe's 96 NBA draft is in development at Warner Brothers. It's told from the Nets GM and coach perspective. So here's the story I heard. That when Kobe was coming out in the draft, he was doing all these workouts. And he was just torching people. For the Laker workout, Jerry West said to Michael Cooper, a Hall of Fame defender who at the time was not that far out of the NBA. You know, Coop had retired maybe 3-4 years earlier. He goes, hey, I got this hotshot kid out of Philadelphia, and he's been torching everybody. I want him to come in. We're going to put him through a workout. And at the end of the workout, I'm going to have you guard him, and I want you to be physical with him, to mess with him. I want to see if he cracks. Grab him, hold him, step on his foot. Do the things that you used to do to drive Larry Bird crazy. And Cooper says, I got it. So the workout starts, and Kobe shakes left, shakes right, goes around him, scores. Then he goes the opposite direction and he scores. And then he hits a jumper over him and he scores. And Jerry West blows a whistle and goes, Coop, come here for a minute. He goes, okay, now start being physical with him. I knew he could do all that. But now, and Cooper looked at Jerry West and goes, I am? Jerry, I can't catch him. I've been trying to grab him. He shakes like nobody I've ever seen. I can't. He's strong. He's quick. He spins. He's fast. I can't check him. This is like the best young kid. This is the best 18-year-old I've ever seen. And Jerry goes, workout's over. And immediately started to go to work. And the Lakers that year didn't have a top draft pick, certainly not one where they could have taken Kobe. So Jerry was friends with Arn Tellem, who was Kobe's agent. And he went to Arn and he said, we'd love to have him. I can make a trade to get, he goes, probably the 12th, 13th, 14th pick. But that's probably as high as I'm going to be able to move up. If you can hold all these, don't do any more workouts. Because if he does that, some team's going to take him. So the problem was he had already worked out for the Nets. And the Nets had a GM named John Nash. And John Calipari was their coach. And it was John's first year as an NBA head coach. And John said after the Kobe Bryant workout, that's who we're taking. We got the 8th or 9th pick. I'm trying to remember. And they said, we're taking Kobe Bryant. So Arn Tellem calls Calipari in the Nets and says, we want Kobe to go to the Lakers. We have a pick lined up in the middle of the round, like 13th, 14th, 15th, where the Lakers are going to trade a starter and we're going to get the draft rights to Kobe. And if you screw this up, if you take him with the 8th or 9th pick, Kobe's going to go to Europe and play, and you'll never see him. You won't have a pick. And they went, we don't believe you. We're taking him anyway. And it became a game of chicken. And the Nets owner got involved and said, guys, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but you can't not have a number 1 pick. I don't care. You guys figure it out. But if you take this kid and he goes to Europe and we lose the pick, I'm going to be furious. So they went back and forth trying to decide what the right thing to do was. And Calipari said, I don't care what anybody says. This kid's going to be a megastar. We got to take Kobe Bryant. We have to. We got to call his bluff. His dream is to play in the NBA. Let's take him. And the GM and the owner said, we're too nervous that he's going to leave and go to Europe. They backed out and took Kerry Kittles, who turned out to be, I don't even think Kittles was ever an all-star. Yeah. And Kobe came to the Lakers. So that's the movie. They're going to go back and revisit. So it's not about Colorado. It's not about Shaq and Kobe winning championships. It's not about Kobe winning an Oscar. It's not about his last game. It's not about the 81 points.
No two-peat, no three-peat.
All the things you think about if you were going to be making a Kobe Bryant movie, it's not that. Yeah. It's this, the 96 draft. And Ramona and I actually disagree about this. I think had the Nets taken Kobe, he would have played for the Nets. Or no, Ramona thinks that. I think he would have gone to Europe. I think he would have said, I've just seen him be too bullheaded before. I think he would have said, I'm going to Europe and I'll play there for 2 years and then I'll re-enter the draft. And Ramona said, nope. I was going to
say he loves the game too much to do that.
His dream was to play in the NBA. Of course he would have played for the Nets. And so I'm curious, if you were John Calipari, if you were John Nash, back when Kobe and his agent said, if you take us, we're going to Europe, so don't take us, what would you have done?
Well, seeing how Kittles worked out,
right?
It's almost like that did happen. Like you did lose your pick, so you might as well draft Kobe, because then if he does do that and goes overseas, your hands are tied. You're like, hey, I can lead a horse to water.
Right.
I can't make the horse drink. I don't look bad for a guy that's refusing to play for us.
Yeah, I actually think Jerry West had a great line about this. He said, I don't want anybody on my team who doesn't want to be here. Mason likes to say, if you got a guy who's unhappy with his contract, tell him he's under contract and to go pound sand. All right? Mason would tell Micah Parsons, you're under contract. Either get in here and play or go pound sand. I'm not giving you a dime.
Yeah.
But I'm not trading you. And I'm not letting you out of your contract.
You'll be in this contract next year at the same time.
I will sit here to spite you. Mm-hmm. And, by the way, how do you think that ends, the Micah Parsons thing?
I believe he gets traded.
Really? You think he's played his last game as a Cowboy?
I just think it's more personal. It's more than contract, and it's more than money.
Now they hate each other.
Now I think the way Jerry talks about Micah as if he's not a grown man who's his best player on his team, calls him a little rascal.
Yeah.
A little rascal. It's a mom and daddy deal.
We don't need an agent.
Look, it's a thing where you go to mama, and mama says no. Then you go to daddy. Daddy says, yes, get it done. And I've already got the number in my mind. That's not how this works.
Well, the thing that surprised me about, and I'm a Jerry Jones fan, I think he's brilliant. But the thing that surprised me about the position he's taken, to your point, is when Dak Prescott came up for a contract, he dealt with the agent. When CeeDee Lamb came up for a contract, he dealt with the agent. Why is Micah different? Why won't he deal with Micah's agent? Because he feels like he already had a deal?
It doesn't matter what you feel. First of all, if you're an employer and you have salary employees, it's illegal for you to force an employee to sign a legal binding contract by force. You can't say, I'm not allowing your financial team or legal team to
Did you ever,
read your
in
contract.
your playing days, did you let your agent handle all negotiations, or did you ever do any on your own?
I mean, any negotiations done on my own as a player was just talk at the end of the day. Like, I can go to my coach and be like.
So Jerry's contention that him and Michael ironed out terms of a deal is, in your opinion, just talk.
You don't spit in your hand and shake hands and say, put it there.
Yeah,
Done deal.
This isn't Jerry Maguire. My word is as strong as oak. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's not how this works ever. Jerry wouldn't sign a 9-figure deal without his legal team taking a glance at it, no matter what they discussed. And
But you think it's past the point of no return? You think Micah ends up playing somewhere else?
The way that he's talked about Micah and the way that he's now made Micah, Micah also, he's not innocent in this at all. Micah is making himself a spectacle and a distraction as well, falling asleep on the sideline and doing all the things. But at this point, it's a pissing contest between the owner and your star player. And at this point, you're showing me that no matter what I do, it's your way or the highway. And a personality like Micah can't play at his best with that looming over his head. So I think that he'll find a way to force himself out of Dallas, whether it's this year or next year.
So you think he's willing to sit for as long as it takes and not get paid in order to force a trade?
No, because in the NFL, it's not like basketball where the players have all the power and the teams. In football, they can freeze your contract and you will be right here in the same year for the same amount of money next year, just a year older.
Right.
And nothing changes.
Right. So why would Micah take that risk? Why do you think he'll do that?
I think he'll play, but I think that Micah will not be the same Micah purposefully.
Really? He'll dog it on purpose?
I don't think he'll dog it. I think he'll do just enough for it to be like, you have to consider him still one of your best, but also, is he worth now the money you're willing to pay him to keep him here?
Right, but isn't that incredibly unfair to his teammates?
From both ways, it's unfair. From what Jerry's doing.
And by the way, you played football at the highest level. If you're not going 100%, isn't that an invitation to get hurt?
Yes. Yeah, and it's a thin line because you also don't want to cheat the game. You don't want to cheat the fans.
Right.
You don't want to be looked at as a guy that'll shut down.
But you think he can walk that line?
I think that Micah's good enough to go 10 sacks and mentally go, I'm done.
Okay. When he could have had 20.
I could have had 20. I'm justified to make the money I made because I'm double digits, but also.
Interesting.
Now I also have power too, Jerry.
All right. Interesting. Well, we'll look out for that Kobe Bryant movie, and I'll be very anxious to see if you're right about Micah. I find it difficult. Like, this is an old, kind of a tired story from the Cowboys' perspective. Jerry always waits.
Yeah.
He waited on Dak. He waited on CeeDee Lamb. He waited back. You can go about far back as Zeke, Dez Bryant, Emmett Smith.
Tyron Smith, all of them.
He waits. Jerry waits, and I think he's just waiting. But speaking of waiting, we'll wait and see how that story irons out. So earlier in the show, we were talking about the Warriors coming to get LeBron. When we come back, I will tell you why, even if the Lakers and the Warriors wanted to do that, it's still almost impossible to do. I'll explain coming up next. Mason and Ireland, Sua in for Mace, ESPN LA.
The fun way to drive home is with Sedano and Cap.
Coming up today at 3 p.m.
But I will just tell you that I never was the victim of this, but I did get into trouble. I told the story yesterday, but I'll finish it off, which is when Playboy magazine, because Bunchy, you brought up Playboy magazine yesterday, when the magazines were available in the magazine rack right next to Sports Illustrated, right, I would take a Sports Illustrated and put it on the outside, and I put the Playboy on the inside. And I would look at the Playboy magazine, and then the guy, his name was Mr. Rashkin. He was the pharmacist, and it was his store, and he would bust me, and he would kick me out of the store. Hey, you little 6-year-old animal looking at those Playboy magazines.
Animal.
You little jerk. Get out of here. I got kicked out for looking at Playboys.
Yeah.
So maybe you needed a chaperone.
Maybe I did.
Sedano and Cap on 710. The fun way to drive home.
Sedano and Cap.
It's the summer tradition fantasy football fans wait for. The ESPN LA Fantasy Football Draft Party at Hollywood Park Casino. Join Sedano and Cab live from 3 to 6 p.m. Then stick around to hang out with the crew and dive into all the fantasy football action. Whether you're drafting your team or just soaking up the atmosphere, enjoy great food, drinks, giveaways, and the chance to connect with fellow fans. Thursday, August 28th at Hollywood Park Casino. Visit ESPNLA.com for details. Thanks to Hollywood Park Casino. Park. Party, play.
Accident, Or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. As a sports fan, you always want your team to be well coached and win. You know who's always winning? My guy, Jacob. If you've been injured in a car accident, slip or fall at the store, rideshare accident, whatever it is, it would feel like you lost. Call Jacob. Jacob knows the opponent's weaknesses, how to exploit them, and attack the insurance company to provide you the victory that you deserve. So call him at 844-24-JACOB, 844-24-JACOB, or visit him online at calljacob.com.
Call Jacob.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Mason and Ireland on 710.
I mean, would you rather have good life or sex? Good sex. Good life, good sex.
Well, I got both.
There you go. That's
good
the correct
for you,
answer.
Johnny I.
More of Mason and Ireland right now.
Are you playing Love Gun by Kiss?
That's right. Gene Simmons' birthday.
Is it really?
It is.
The tongue.
That's right.
So Kiss is for like, so you might be too old to know what Kiss is. Do you know what about the band Kiss?
I know who Kiss is.
So I'm sitting in a doctor's office. There's a doctor in Beverly Hills, a guy named Joe Sugarman. He's the greatest. He's an ear, nose, and throat guy. And it's where professional people go if you lose your voice.
Really?
You go see Joe, and he gets you up and running. So every time I'm in his waiting room, I see somebody famous. So last year, I had a game that night. I didn't have my voice. I call, and I said, hey, I got a Laker game at 7, and I got nothing. And they say, okay, come. Joe's here all day. Come on in. And he works some magic potion, and he gets you up and running. And I'm sitting in the waiting room, and I'm like, I know this guy. And I'm looking at this guy. He's sitting right next to me, and it's driving me crazy. And then Joe comes out to the waiting room, and he goes,
Gene?
It's close. Joe goes, John, I got you now. And he goes, hey, man, good to see you. I'll be with you in a minute. And I walk in, I go, Joe, normally I respect doctor-patient confidentiality, but it's been driving me crazy. Who is that guy that you just said hi to that I've been sitting next to in the waiting room? I know I've met him. And he goes, he has a kind of smirk on his face. He goes, you a fan of the band Kiss? And I go, yeah. He goes, that's Paul Stanley, the lead singer. Been a patient of mine for years. He's got a show coming up. We're going to do a little voice work. And I went, oh, my gosh. And so on the way out, he introduced me to him. Oh, yeah, it couldn't have been nicer. Great. And now he's doing ads. Like he's doing ads for some employment company. So I see him on TV all the time.
Great.
But if you went to high school in the 70s like I did, Kiss was a thing, man. They were Peter Criss, Ace Frehley, Gene Simmons. No, but I couldn't recognize Paul without his face paint. So, I loved meeting him. It was super cool.
That's cool.
Okay, so we were talking earlier about the fact that the Warriors keep calling the Lakers about trying to get LeBron. And I keep telling people I'm 99% sure LeBron is going to play for the Lakers this year.
Yeah.
First of all, the first thing I'll tell you is that conversations like this happen all the time. Teams call Milwaukee about Giannis. They used to call Dallas about Luka. They call Minnesota about Anthony Edwards. They call the Warriors about Steph. It's due diligence, man. It's doing your job. So the fact that it's not really a story.
No stone unturned. That
teams are calling the Lakers asking about LeBron, including the Warriors. Teams talk year-round about this stuff. But let's say, Sua, for the sake of discussion, that the Warriors and the Lakers did want to do a deal. that sent LeBron to the Warriors, and then the Warriors would have to send a package of players in return to the Lakers. So right now, Jonathan Kuminga for the Warriors is a free agent. But even if they put him on their books and was making a salary north of $20 million, it would still be really hard for them to assemble a trade offer that works for LeBron, who makes $52.6 million. The same holds true for Giannis. If you wanted to make a trade for Giannis, it'd be really hard to put it together. So, for example, the Warriors could offer Jimmy Butler straight up for LeBron.
No.
But why would the Lakers do that?
No.
It's not going to work. The Lakers would want picks. They'd want a guy like Kuminga. They'd want a young guy.
They want young. They want youth.
And so there's no incentive for the Lakers to push for Jimmy Butler. So the next time you hear somebody say to you, well, I just don't think LeBron's going to be here. I think the Lakers are going to trade him to the Warriors. Your response should be, really?
How?
Show me how that works.
Yeah, how?
Because it's just super hard to do. It's not like other sports where you can just trade people straight up and you don't have to worry about the money. No. In the NBA, you got to be within 75% of the player's salary. So it's not like you can trade a poo-poo platter of players from Golden State and end up with LeBron.
No.
They've got to get the money to work. And that's why I don't necessarily buy it when stories get reported. And it seems now, by the way, that every other week we got a story of LeBron might get traded. LeBron might do this. Yeah. Okay, really? Then tell me the trade. Spell it out for me how it works. Because even if the Lakers wanted to, and I don't think they do, I talked to enough people at the Lakers that they're committed to LeBron for this season.
There's just no package.
LeBron and Luka. It's super hard to pull off, even if both teams wanted to do it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. On top of LeBron having a no-trade clause, and he would need to sign off on
but even if
package.
He did, it would be almost impossible to pull off.
Yeah.
It's just, that's why I think every time I hear a report about, well, it's possible that LeBron could be traded, I just don't think it's possible.
It's not possible. I think we're just juicing LeBron of his last year or two in the league of any stories we can get at this point, but doesn't make sense. Jimmy Butler for LeBron straight up is just, forget the money. It's just not a even trade.
And I like Jimmy a lot, but he's not LeBron.
You're downgrading.
Yeah.
No offense to Jimmy, but you're downgrading for a straight up trade with that. Kuminga would 100% be a part of that trade if it were possible, but Kuminga views himself as a $100 million guy.
Right.
So you still have money issues when it comes time to give him his contract the next year. So I just don't think there's any way that the Warriors or the Lakers could figure it out. On top of the Warriors having to trade every single piece that they have on their bench for it to work.
And then what's left?
Which destroys the whole Warriors' chance at a postseason run because the Warriors' biggest asset every single postseason is their bench.
Okay, so I wanted to get this in before we go to Fast Track, which is coming up at the top of the hour. Yesterday, the Dodgers rebounded and got that last game of the Dodger-Padres series. But, Sua, here's something you should be worried about if you're a Dodger fan. On Friday and Saturday, the Dodgers, for the first 6 innings, on Friday night against Yu Darvish, and for the first 6 innings against Nestor Cortez on Saturday, they had one hit in each game. One hit Friday night, one hit Saturday night. It was the first time any team has done that to the Dodgers since 1958.
Yeah.
And that's why I said earlier in the show, I think experimentation time is over. I think you got to get Michael Conforto out of left field. You've got to get some. You're going to start to get some people back. You're going to start to get Tommy Edman back. Eventually, you're going to get Max Muncy back. But when all these guys come back, I think you got to quit screwing around.
Yeah.
I think maybe even move Mookie Betts back out to right field. Whatever.
Teoscar.
Move Teoscar to left.
Okay.
And then Andy Paz could play center. You move Miguel Rojas or Tommy Edman into the infield if Muncy comes back. Hae-Sung Kim can plug into some of these spots. But I now think these guys that are hitting under 200, like Michael Conforto, you've had your chance. It doesn't make any sense to stick with it. I think you are dead even with the Padres. You have identical records. Mm-hmm. You got to quit screwing around.
Yeah.
I think now with a month and a half to go in the season, today is August 25th, so it's basically a month.
Yeah.
You got 30 days left to figure it out and win your division. I think you got to quit screwing around.
Yeah, and we saw that the Padres, they were able to benefit on outfield play. Their defense kept the Dodgers off the board in some of those games in this last series, And it's been the complete opposite for the Dodgers. And I think I agree, moving Mookie back to the outfield limits those big plays in the worst possible times for the Dodgers. And obviously pitching needs to be a thing, but the bats were cold at the plate. That's just they were cold.
And I think part of the reason is there's too many automatic outs.
Yeah.
There's too many guys playing, young guys that are being called up for the minors. That's injury patchwork. I understand you have injuries and you got to put some people out there.
They're going out in 3 to 5 pitches.
Right. When everybody's back, and I think that's going to happen over the next couple of weeks, I think you got to go to the whip. I think you've got to put people out there that are going to hit. And Michael Conforto just isn't hitting. Yeah. And some of the infielders from the minors aren't hitting. So even they've been great as stopgaps, but they got to quit screwing around. A reminder, listen to us all week long for your chance to win tickets to Sunday's LAFC game versus San Diego, plus a VIP pre-match stadium tour. When you hear the cue to call, be caller number 7 to win, all thanks to Jacob Imrani. Call Jacob at 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB, or visit calljacob.com. We will do Fast Track when we come back. Laura's got stuff for us. Brian's got stuff for us. They'll throw it at us next. Sua Cravens sitting in for Mace. I'm John Ireland, ESPN LA.
It's time to hear from Coach Lincoln Riley. Tonight at 6 p.m., Coach Lincoln Riley's radio show returns to ESPN LA. Don't miss the debut episode of Trojans Live. Tonight at 6 p.m. on 710 ESPN, the all-new ESPN LA app, and on USC Football's YouTube page. Trojans Live, presented by Monster Energy. Monster Energy, unleash the beast. Your host, Jordan Moore, Sean Cody, and Cody Kessler get you ready for week 1 of USC football. Trojans Live with Coach Lincoln Riley tonight at 6 p.m. on ESPN LA.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
Los Angeles, the 2025 Rams season has finally arrived. Your defending NFC West champs are kicking things off with a home opener showdown against the defending AFC South champs, the Houston Texans. 2 powerhouse quarterbacks, 1 electric game. It goes down at the Rams house on Sunday, September 7th at 1:25 p.m. Purchase tickets at therams.com/HOU. That's therams.com/HOU. It's the Rams season opener on Sunday, September 7th. See you at the Rams house.
You know that feeling. You're finally asleep and bam, a leg cramp comes out of nowhere. Look, I played through pain, but waking up with a leg cramp at 3 a.m., that sucks. So I don't mess around anymore. I keep Highland's Leg Cramps PM on my nightstand. No groggy side effects, no harsh meds, just a fast, effective relief that lets me sleep through the night without the Charlie horse surprise. Get the sleep you need with Highland's Leg Cramps PM. Get it today at Walmart, Walgreens, or CVS. Highland's Leg Cramps PM, because you don't need a midnight workout.
Hey, it's Greg Bergman. If you aren't joining Marcus Grant, Parker Bell, and myself every morning on the Blue Review from 8:30 to 8:55 on the ESPN LA YouTube page, what are you even doing with your mornings? We break down everything from Shohei hitting bombs to Tanner Scott blowing saves. We talk about the highs and don't brush off the lows. Always honest and talking how we feel. It's all thanks to LAX, where changes are arriving daily and transforming the travel experience. The Blue Review every morning from 8:30 to 8:55 on the ESPN LA YouTube page. The Blue Review. The Blue Review.
You know I love the outdoors and adventures. Hey, it's Travis calling all adventurers. Page, Arizona is your ultimate outdoor playground. Snap that iconic shot at Horseshoe Bend. Then hike the stunning 11-mile rim trail. Explore one of 13 breathtaking slot canyons, including world-famous Antelope Canyon. Craving water fun? Cruise Lake Powell by kayak, jet ski, or houseboat, or float the Colorado River to Lee's Ferry. Make Page your base camp for day trips to Grand Canyon, Zion, and the Wave. Start planning your trip today at visitpageaz.com.
Tuesday, September 2nd at 9 a.m. The Rich Eisen Show is coming to 710 ESPN, KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
And it is 2 p.m. in the Southland on the biggest show on the radio, Mason in Ireland.
And it is time for Fast Track.
Fast Track.
The return of Fast Track, driven by our friends at Cerritos Auto Square. Why do more people buy their car at Cerritos Auto Square than from any other location in Southern California? Easy. With 24 dealerships side by side, car shoppers can find the right car at the right price at the right location. Cerritos Auto Square. Learn more at CerritosAutoSquare.com.
Time for Fast Track.
Download is 350 cube, 3 1/4 horsepower, 4-speed, 410 gears, 10 coats of competition orange, hand rubbed lacquer with a blue plane manifold, open race cams.
Fast Track on Mason and Ireland.
Time for Fast Track. Take it away, Mace.
All right, no Mace today. Sua Cravens in for him. And Sua just mentioned to me during the break that your dad used to drive you to school and listen to Mason and Ireland. What's your dad's name?
Kevin Cravens.
Kevin, shout out. Thanks for letting us use Sua. Brian, Laura, what do you got?
All right, now he's sitting in with Johnny I.
Yeah,
All
small
right,
world.
guys. So tipping's been a big topic in this show a lot.
Of course.
Tipping culture.
Yeah, tipping culture. So I saw something over the weekend. We went out, whatever. And you know how when you sit, they usually clear the tables or whatever. This person hadn't cleared the check. So the check was still on the table. And I told the waitress, I was like, hey, the check is still here, blah, blah, blah. She's like, oh, it's okay. We already have a copy. But I saw the tip. It was like a $40-something order. Obviously, they had eaten. And they wrote 3, but then they wrote 11 over 100. Like a check, you know, like before.
3.11.
Yeah, so it was
$3.11 over 100
on a $40 tip.
That
But-
person was 60 years old.
No, they weren't. We left. We saw the people leave, and they were young. So I'm like, how do you do that? Like, I remember writing checks because I'm old. I'm 37. I wrote checks when I was really young. But I'm like, I've
Man,
never.
you just sidebar. You do not look your age
at all.
Oh, thank
you
you.
could play yourself in high
thought-
school.
I appreciate
I
that.
would. I seriously. I can't believe that's your age.
Yeah,
But go
I
ahead.
turned 37.
I thought we were peers.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Good for you.
I appreciate
What-
that.
Hey, whatever you're doing, keep doing it.
Drinking a lot of
Losing
water.
Yep, drinking a lot of water, losing a lot of weight. Anyways, have you guys seen somebody tip that way?
All right, well,
Because
first of
it
all,
was weird.
this is a great topic. I'm glad you brought it up. And Sua, let me do a public service announcement because I was a bartender and I was a waiter.
Tip. You want the tip.
You have to tip.
Yes.
People, you have to tip. You're completely. Most places now pay minimum wage because the
Tips.
servers exist on tips. And I do this 3-4 times a year, so I'm going to get on my soapbox again. I spend over 100 nights a year in hotels. Okay.
You tip everywhere you go?
When you check out of a hotel room, you got to leave some money for the housekeeper.
So you leave the money on the pillow type of thing?
$20 on the table no matter what, because they're the lowest paid people there.
Mm-hmm.
In a lot of cases, they are working 2 jobs. Like it's somebody that works during the day and they might have a lot of kids or they might live in a bad part of town. And if you stiff them, and most people, for whatever reason, Sua, don't tip housekeepers because you don't see them.
Yeah.
You know, but
I'm guilty of it. I'm not going to lie.
okay,
I don't.
Get in the habit of at least, and I know different people can afford different things, but at least $5 a day for every day you're there. So if you just spend one night, throw a 5 on the table, throw a 10 on the table. If you're there for multiple nights, throw a 20 on the table. It's the only way those people are going to survive. And Laura, to your example, those people suck because that tip,
That's
that
less than
$3 tip,
less than 18%.
It's less. I mean, it's less than 10%.
Yeah,
I think we averaged it out to like 5%.
That's
Right.
disrespectful.
Yeah, that is.
Wipe my
Brian,
nose
have you
with
ever
that
been a
tip.
waiter or a bartender in your life?
No, but my wife was for most of her
So
early career.
Allison would back me up on this.
Always
it
tip.
is always tip. Even like Michael Thompson is like the most generous guy of all time. But him and Mason have something in common. They don't like to tip for bad service. I even tip for bad
I
service.
do too, because I just feel like I can't not
Because
tip.
I don't know what that person is going through that day.
Y'all got money, that's why.
Well, that's true. Like a listener and I were arguing last week about something, and he said, "Hey, it really bothers me when you say, when you get pulled over by a cop and you talk your way out of a ticket by killing the cop with kindness." That's my attitude when you get pulled over.
Yeah, just be as
say,
kind as you can.
Oh, and just say, "Hey, I really
can't do that.
appreciate you doing that." Blah blah. blah. He said, "John, you're showing your skin color because if black or brown people try that, it'll never work."
I'm getting pulled out the car.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll
Yeah.
never work. So I'm trying to be more sympathetic to that. But if you stay in a hotel room, you obviously can afford it. And
Yeah.
in my case with the Lakers, I'm not even paying for the room.
Yeah.
So for me not to tip a housekeeper is really
you up at
unconscionable.
night.
But Laura, for that for those people that stiff that waiter, they not only suck, but they screwed the bartenders, they screwed the cooks, they screwed the servers, they screwed the busboy. My son works as a busboy. It's not right.
This is coming from the soul.
Always tip your busboys different from your waitresses. I always do that.
Well, like at Islands where my son works, they share them all.
Yeah, they do. But I have a quick question for both of you guys. What do you guys tip your for you, maybe your barber, your hairdresser, whatever, like the person that lines you up? Like,
right.
How much do you do? Like 20%?
20%.
Do you do a specific?
Nope, 20%.
20%?
Yeah.
Me and I have had the same barber for 14 years now. And when I was training for the draft, he would drive from Temecula to Agora Hills.
Oh, Lord.
When he got done cutting hair at like 9 o'clock at night, come cut me and who we were all training with. And I would tell everybody that I was getting cut, hey, my barber's doing you a favor and inconveniencing
and he's
himself.
Coming to you.
He's driving 200 or 100 and something plus miles to be here. The haircut starts at $200 or you're not getting your haircut.
Yeah.
Well, and it's worth it for him and it's worth it for them.
Exactly.
So, and they can afford it.
But as far as the tipping goes, yeah, they're trash for that tip, that disrespectful tip. I tip everywhere I go, even if it's fast food. Like if I go pick up some coffee for some, I just feel bad when that option comes up.
Well,
clicking zero.
There's another reason you should do it. You are now a public figure. Now that you're on the air with us, somebody's going to light you up. Even if you go
all in?
Yeah, no, or that
Twitter,
or like Drew Brees.
Insta.
Drew Brees one time had a huge pickup order, like a $200 pickup order that he literally drove to the restaurant,
picked it up,
and he gave him like a $20 tip, and he got crucified for it. They said, "You're an NFL player. You make all that money. We prepared your food."
See, but I don't like that right there,
right.
though.
I don't either.
Because you're not entitled to the tip.
Correct.
The fact I'm coming to pick it up, and it's not even going to be as good as it's supposed to be
Drew
fresh.
On that one, but that's why I'm telling you, your instincts are serving you well here. You should always tip because as a public figure, the next thing you'll see is a Twitter post. Man, Sua Cravens was in my restaurant.
Cheapskate.
Yeah, right. So it never goes that way.
I will start tipping though at hotels.
Yeah, everybody should
because I don't see them. You're right.
Even if it's $5.
You're right. Because I don't see them, I don't tip them. But I do. I will say because
most people don't think of it.
I will say because I do think about. Dang, the person cleaning my room should really get the tip. I personally make sure my room is clean, even when I don't want it to clean, so that when you come in here, you're not like on top of not getting a tip. You're more like, all right, let me just give them new sheets and I'm out of here. This is an easy room to clean.
Yep.
Fast track.
There's a story in the sporting card market that's been going on all week. Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, dual logo man card. Right, so it's both of the logo from their game-worn jerseys and signed by both of them, a dual card. Went to auction this last weekend, was expected to sell for about $6 million, ended up doubling that, $13 million what it sold for, broke all the records for any sports card out there.
Ever.
Kind of crazy. It's being called the holy grail of sports cards now. So my question here is there any two athletes that you think, same thing, jersey, signature, that could top this, or is this going to be the holy grail
I
forever?
don't mean to be insensitive or cold here, especially just a couple of days after his birthday, but one of the reasons why the Kobe signed stuff is there is that Kobe's no longer with us.
Because he passed, yeah.
There's a limit. There's a limit on him. You know, that he doesn't have. I'm not a collector. I don't have, like, if you walked into my house, you wouldn't know I'm a sportscaster. There's nothing on the walls. There's nothing
I'd
there.
know you golf, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because you'd see like
clubs
7
are by the
pairs of
door.
golf shoes in the thing. But so this isn't my world. But if Mason were here, he would say, what those guys are buying, Brian, is a $13 million investment. What they're doing is, first of all, they have $13 million.
Yeah.
And second of all, what they're banking on is that because Kobe's no longer with us,
age like a
eventually
fine
we're going
wine.
to lose Michael. That if I hang on to this for 20, 30 years, I'll be able to double my investment.
Get $40 million for
right.
it.
That's why they're doing it. I personally wouldn't spend that money on a collectible because what if you have a fire and it burns down? I guess you could get it insured, but
then it loses its value because it's not the original.
Yeah, it's not my thing. But how about you? Are you a collector? Do you?
No, I got into the card game during COVID while everybody else was, opening packs and doing all that stuff. And I'm not big on that. Nor would I spend a lifetime's career earning on a card.
On a card, yeah.
It's just not what I would.
But Brian, your question was: are there two athletes that could
kind of break this record? Yeah.
40 years from now, a LeBron James, Tom Brady auto patch.
Ooh, good one.
A rookie, and let it be rookie jersey auto patch. Tom Brady, LeBron flip side. That's competing.
Or the one that popped in, if you want one that for people that are younger, what about Shohei with Wemby?
Oh, that's a good one.
You know,
the two unicorns.
Right.
I was thinking of-
Yeah, that, and I don't even know if those guys have ever met, but that would be a good one.
I was thinking LeBron and Curry.
I have another one.
Okay.
Ronaldo, Messi.
Yeah,
that'd be a good one.
Because having them together already is going to be controversial.
Right. Yeah, that's crazy and good. Good idea.
Fast track. All right, so today is Tim Burton's birthday, and I'm a huge fan of his movies, and I wanted to know
Whose birthday?
Tim Burton.
Okay.
So I'm a huge fan of his movies, and I actually love Sleepy Hollow. That's one of my favorite movies. But I wanted to know, what is your favorite Tim Burton movie?
Didn't he do Beetlejuice?
He did.
Yeah, that to me is a super creative, fun idea. And he also did Nightmare on Elm Street too, right?
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Nightmare Before Christmas. Yeah, I'd be one
Wow,
of those.
this guy's got hits.
Yeah, it'd be. Do you know anything about Tim Burton?
I know these movies. I didn't know those were Tim Burton
he's
movies.
into like goofy. Did he do Edward Scissorhands?
He did.
Yeah, he's into like.
Guy's a legend.
Yeah, goofy off the wall. It's like if you want to try something crazy,
go to
hire
Mr.
Tim
Burton.
yeah, yeah. So it would be in that world. Brian, what's yours?
Oh,
Beetlejuice.
James and the
Beetlejuice.
Giant Peach.
Yeah,
I'm an Edward Scissorhands kind of guy.
Yeah, Edward
I like
Scissorhands is just such a unique,
It's a great movie.
crazy idea that it would fall in that world. For me, it would either be, it'd be Nightmare Before Christmas or Edward Scissorhands, something in that world.
Fast track.
So college football is back. We had Hawaii hit the game-winning field goal over
Yes.
Stanford. And what came out after was kind of funny. The kicker for Hawaii said he learned how to kick off of YouTube. Kind of went down a little rabbit hole. So apparently he transferred to
a JUCO or D2, right?
Yes.
In Ohio or
in
something?
Ohio, learned English and how to kick off of YouTube is what he credited. How crazy of a story is this that, we see college guys coming in here, kicking game winners, learning off of YouTube, or is that something that we'll see more of?
Guys, I cannot tell you how many times I will have an issue with something. I will go to YouTube, I will type it in, and there will be a video on how to solve my problem. I had a fixture in a sink I couldn't figure out. Typed it in, YouTube video right there. I had, Laura, as you know, I take stains on clothes very seriously.
Yes.
If I got a stain, I can't get it out, I'll type in, whatever the stain is, there's a YouTube
So
video.
YouTube's your Google.
Here's how you get it out. Yeah. Brian, to answer your question, yes, it's going to become more and more popular, and they're going to put a lot of handymen out of business because almost any problem, Sua, that comes up in your day-to-day life, there is a video on YouTube to address it.
I can attest to this. Before my first show with the great Jim Hill on CBS a few years ago, I YouTubed how to tie a tie.
Right, and there's 15,
and it worked perfectly.
Yeah, and there are
Double Windsor, baby.
Yep, that's what I do too.
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
There are like 15 different videos on how you want to tie, four in hand, double Windsor.
There's
double
one where you can either wrap it around your hand.
Double Windsors get you that clean, big knot.
Nice, clean knot that you can pull on all day.
Yeah. So, yes, Brian, YouTube tutorials are just beginning. And in 10 years, I can't think of anything that won't be out.
It'll be holographic tutorials that pop up
Yeah.
on your table right in front of you from your laptop.
Kind of crazy. Laura, you got one more? Or are we done?
We can do one more if you guys want one
Yeah,
more.
yeah, let's do it.
All right, so I've had this story, kind of been saving it, don't know why, but a 31-year-old woman from Manhattan had one goal: to find her own engagement ring diamond. So she went on a 3-week search to Arkansas's unique crater of Diamond State Park, which is the only public diamond
find
mine
your
in the
own
world.
diamond.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she went on her last day. She picked up a 2.3 carat white diamond.
Whoa. That's worth millions.
2.3 carats.
Is this real diamond? Like,
Yeah, real
what
diamond.
quality? VS, VVS?
I mean, I didn't get that deep in the story, but I'm sure I can find.
But if it's 2.3 carats,
It's got to be it's got to be a VS or VVS at that.
They later confirmed, the park later confirmed it was the third largest diamond found at the park in 2025. So she definitely hit. My thing is, I don't know if I want to go searching for my own diamonds, like for my engagement ring. How would your wives, because you guys are all married, right? Do I think you're married?
No,
Okay.
I am not.
My bad. I assumed. But if you were married or you were
Brian
getting
and I
married.
both are, yeah.
You two are married. Would your significant other at the time would be okay if you're like, hey, babe, we're going to go find your diamond at this state park?
most women I know, including my wife, want something they can show off a little bit, show to their friends. They look forward to wearing it to everybody. So as long as the diamond, Sua, was, and you went down the right road, the cut, the clarity, as
Yes.
long as it looks good.
I want a pear shape with a VS quality
right.
and
as
a
long as
oval.
As long as
crown.
she feels good about it, I think you get away with it. Yeah.
Well, I will say I have an ex-fiance who returned the ring I got. So I wish that she was willing to be a little bit more open-minded when it comes to
But
rings.
at least she returned the ring. A lot of girls don't.
That's true. I bought earrings with it that when she returned it, it debited back to my account. And then I bought some VS diamond earrings because it was an expensive ring. And then we play the Rams in preseason, first play of the game. I tackle somebody, both $14,000 worth of earrings. Boop, first play of the game.
Just out of curiosity, did you have insurance on them?
Nope. So if you go back and check that film, you'll see 21 on the Broncos looking around on each TV timeout because I'm like, where are these earrings?
Right, but what you do there is, and I'm assuming you never found them?
Never found them.
And they're on that field.
14G. Somebody, Yellow Jacket came up.
Where was the game?
At the Coliseum.
Oh.
I lost. I was so happy to be back. Like, I'm back where I played college. First play.
Feeling good, looking good.
Smash the running back, get up, celebrate. Yeah. Take my helmet off. My boy, Justice Simmons, he's like, bro, the VSs are gone. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, check your ears.
Oh, that's the worst.
I almost ran out into the field while offense was on the field. 14K on the field.
I would have like gone to got all the kids that help out in the locker room. I go, okay, first one who finds it gets $5,000. Let's go.
I was looking every time.
Did you?
I was looking.
Honest answer. After the game, when the game ended, did you look?
I
the
went
field
back
again?
out after I
would
showered
do.
and
That's
walked
what,
every
that's what
hash.
I would do.
Yes,
yeah.
$14,000.
I would have gone. I wouldn't even have showered. I would have when everybody's gone, I would have been out there and everybody would have gone, what is Ireland doing?
No, we got on the bus and everybody's like, Sula, you're not happy? We're in your hometown. You played great. Like, what are you sad about? I'm like, just don't talk to me.
Yeah.
For the rest of the day, do not talk to me until we
Now,
land in Denver.
After that, I'm guessing you didn't wear jewelry anymore during the game.
Oh,
right?
I did, but it was from Claire's.
Okay.
I will go, who are we playing? Yeah, give me the biggest $10 earrings you can find, and I'm going to take them out before my ears turn green.
Right? Yeah, on the outside. All right, that's it for Fast Track. Coming up next, I saved this story until I knew I was going to work with Sua. NFL teams print money. I mean, they get handed a check at the start of every season. All 32 teams get handed a check that covers all of their expenses, all their player salaries, all their employee salaries, all their rent, all their everything. They're making money from the second the season starts. And yet some of them are insanely cheap. And I have a weird example of that coming up next. Sua in for Mace. I'm John Ireland, Mason and Ireland, ESPN LA.
It is Fast Track on Mason and Ireland on 710 ESPN, the all-new ESPN LA app, and always on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles, driven by Cerritos Auto Square.
It is time for Fast Track.
Fast Track.
Why do more people buy their car at Cerritos Auto Square than from any other location in Southern California? Easy. With 24 dealerships side by side, car shoppers can find the right car at the right price at the right location. Cerritos Auto Square. Learn more at CerritosAutoSquare.com.
Time for Fast Track.
More Fast Track next. It's time to hear from Coach Lincoln Riley. Tonight at 6 p.m., Coach Lincoln Riley's radio show returns to ESPN LA. Don't miss the debut episode of Trojans Live. Tonight at 6 p.m. on 710 ESPN, the all-new ESPN LA app, and on USC Football's YouTube page. Trojans Live, presented by Monster Energy. Monster Energy, unleash the beast. Your host, Jordan Moore, Sean Cody, and Cody Kessler get you ready for week 1 of USC football. Trojans Live with Coach Lincoln Riley tonight at 6 p.m. on ESPN LA.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/LA. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/LA right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/LA. ZipRecruiter.com/LA. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
It's the summer tradition fantasy football fans wait for. The ESPN LA Fantasy Football Draft Party at Hollywood Park Casino. Join Sedano and Cab live from 3 to 6 p.m. Then stick around to hang out with the crew and dive into all the fantasy football action. Whether you're drafting your team or just soaking up the atmosphere, enjoy great food, drinks, giveaways, and the chance to connect with fellow fans. Thursday, August 28th at Hollywood Park Casino. Visit ESPNLA.com for details. Thanks to Hollywood Park Casino. Park, party, play.
Come celebrate Roger Dunn Golf Shop's 60th anniversary this Labor Day weekend. Enjoy 25% off all Green Tag closeout apparel, 20% off Skechers and Puma golf shoes, and get a 50% bonus trade-in towards any new club. Don't miss out on these deals and more at Roger Dunn Golf Shop's 60th anniversary Labor Day sale the 28th through September 1st. Trusted by golfers since 1965 and home to the legendary 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Roger Dunn Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Get there.
You ever wake up with a sore throat, feeling a little off, and you know you're getting sick? Well, getting sick and going on the IL isn't an option, especially for me when I'm traveling for work. You can try to see a doctor, well, good luck there, or go sit for hours in an urgent care. Nope. That's why you need a medical emergency kit. This isn't some cheap first aid kit, okay? Your medical emergency kit comes packed with doctor-prescribed meds. It's like having an urgent care and a pharmacy right there in your home. If you're coming down with the flu, bam, here's your Z-Pack. You've got gastrointestinal issues, here's your Bactrim. From Z-Pack to ivermectin, amoxicillin, and doxycycline to treat strep, pneumonia, sinus infections, UTIs, COVID, and more. It's all right there in your kit. Just match your symptoms to the guide or talk with their telehealth doc. No doctor waiting rooms, no pharmacy lines. Order online in minutes and get $50 off with code SPORTS at urgentcarekit.com/sports. Get yours now at urgentcarekit.com/sports, promo code SPORTS.
Fast Track.
And it is Fast Track on 710 ESPN. Mason and Ireland on the all-new ESPN LA app, 7:10 a.m. and always on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles. Fast Track now back in the 2 p.m. hour on Mason and Ireland, driven by Cerritos Auto Square. Why do more people buy their car at Cerritos Auto Square than from any other location in Southern California? Easy. With 24 dealerships side by side, car shoppers can find the right car at the right price at the right location. Cerritos Auto Square. Learn more at CerritosAutoSquare.com. Once again, back to Fast Track and back to Mason and Ireland on 710.
Who's this, Brian?
Well, Jack Harlow.
Jack Harlow. Is there a reason you're playing him?
No, I just ran out of time to find a different song, so yeah. This one was on the keys.
All right, so for people who don't know, Sua played in the NFL, played for the Washington Redskins. Did you play for any other teams besides the Skins?
And Broncos.
Broncos. So those were your two teams. And the NFL, for people who are unaware, is the most lucrative sports league in the world.
A lot of money.
Their franchises are worth more than Premier League teams. They print money. But that doesn't mean that some teams aren't cheap. Take, for example, the Cincinnati Bengals. All right? They invited Boomer Esiason to their Ring of Honor ceremony this year. That's when they put somebody's name up in the stadium that was, one of their big players. So
in the shrine.
Yeah, he's in it. He's in the Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
And the Bengals were playing the Jets that game, and those were Boomer's two teams that he played for in his career, the Bengals and the Jets. So obviously he's a perfect fit to be at the ceremony. Except they want him to pay for his own hotel room and his flight. So Boomer is somewhat confused. It sounds like he's going to pass. He explained his dilemma on his radio show on Friday. Here he is.
So I can book my group rate for the Ring of Honor weekend. Rooms are limited, so please book directly for early and the best rate. We'll look forward to hosting you in the jungle for an unforgettable weekend. Don't hesitate to reach out to me or another guy on the staff with any questions. Thank you, and Houday.
Houday?
Houday.
Who they think they are, making you pay for your own hotel room? That's what I would say.
You think I'm an elitist if I say no to that?
No. I mean, your name is on the stadium, and they sent out what seems to me is an email that went to many people. How many people are in the Ring of Honor now? 8?
Yeah,
6,
I think there are 8
6,
of us.
8?
Yeah.
All right, so they should be getting different emails than the generic email that happened right there. Like, that email should go to, I don't know, any normal player who played for the Bengals, like who's not in the Ring of Honor. I don't know. Pick anybody. And you are there with your name on the stadium, and they gave you this generic email about how you could purchase a hotel room, and also, I guess, the flight is not that's also on you?
I think so, yeah.
All right. This, to me, Sua, is beyond embarrassing for the Bengals. What are they doing?
Just being the Bengals. They're consistent, at least. They're
So this is guys in the league know that that's the cheap outpost in the league. Of the 32 teams, that's the one that's not going to take care of you.
You're not willing to pay your best defensive player that you've had
Trey
in the last
Anderson,
10 years.
Who led the league in sacks last year.
Back to back. And you're trying to find ways to cut corners with him. At least you're consistent. At least you're not discriminating. We know that it's not personal. Yeah, y'all are finding ways to pinch pennies in ways that you don't need to. You know, this is like when you're at a golf tournament and you get to the par 3 and it's that closest to the pin wins a vacation.
Right.
And then you hit it 5 feet away from the pin and you're like, I just want a trip to Mexico. And then when you call, they're like, yeah, just pay the $2,000 for the flight and the hotel and everything else is inclusive. It's like, so this isn't a free vacation.
Yeah. This to me is astounding. Boomer Esiason is arguably I'm trying to think if there's a bigger name in, Joe Burrow will probably pass him up eventually, but Boomer's probably the most famous quarterback they've ever had, him or Ken Anderson, if you want to go way back. But Carson Palmer was there and he had trouble. They wouldn't pay him.
Yeah.
And he had to leave. and when he finally got to a Super Bowl, he was in Arizona.
Yeah.
But I just find Mike Brown, who runs the Bengals, just apparently does not care.
Mm-mm.
He's like, nope, we're not paying for him. To me, if I was the Bengals, I would get out in front of this now, right now.
He read it wrong.
Yeah, we obviously sent it to the wrong person. Of course, Boomer is our guest. We're picking up his tab.
Of course, it's inclusive.
Yeah, and that's it. But I haven't heard that yet.
No.
And I think going back to your point, they don't care.
No.
And so that's why if like I get to work for the Lakers, they're great about treating their alumni. They sent their whole Showtime Lakers team, guys who haven't played for the team for 30 years, to Hawaii and picked up everything.
Wow.
So they got to have a reunion.
Look at them.
Yeah, and Cincinnati won't fly Boomer Esiason from New York to Ohio and put him up in the Renaissance.
Didn't even offer him like a flight from Southwest or anything. It didn't even have to be first class. They're like, we're not covering the travel at all.
And by the way, when he gets to the game, where's he sitting? I mean, is he just in the stands with everybody else?
We have one ticket at Will Call. If you bring family, you will have to pay for family members. Hey, look, it sounded like an email I get from the NFLPA Alumni Association when they're like, Sua, or hello, attach NFL player's name here.
Fill in blank.
The Denver Broncos are having an alumni weekend. Feel free to pull up. And it's like, okay, so as long as
it'll cost
if I get myself there, I'm allowed to go on the field at halftime. That's kind of felt like the same type of invite.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I hope they fix it, but I have a feeling they won't because I don't think the Bengals care.
No.
I think they're just going to do whatever the heck it is they want to do. All right, coming up next. By the way, Game of Games in about 10, 15 minutes. It's my game today. Have you ever played Game of Games?
No.
Okay, so this game is a baseball game today, so I don't know how well you'll do. Brian, Laura, we'll do that in about 15 minutes. Coming up next, USC has a new defensive lineman, and I'm going to guess, without even asking Sua, and I'll ask him when we come back, that this might be the largest man ever to set foot on the USC campus. I'm not sure, but it's close. We'll get into that next. Mason in Ireland, Sua Cravens in for Mace, ESPN LA.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen from NFL Network. The Rich Eisen Show is coming to 710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app. Tuesday, September 2nd from 9 a.m. to noon, right after the all-new Sedano and Cap morning show.
The Rich Eisen Show, broadcasting live from Los Angeles every weekday. And now coming right here to ESPN LA.
LA's mega sports station, 710 ESPN, the new home of The Rich Eisen Show in the Southland.
Back when I played, leg cramps were no joke. Fourth quarter, overtime, practice, even when I got home, they would hit out of nowhere. Had I known about Highland's leg cramps back in the day, I would have had a locker full of the stuff. Now I'm retired, I still get these cramps on my morning walks, hanging out with my daughter, but now I've got something that actually works. Highland's leg cramps. The tablets dissolve quickly under the tongue and don't upset my stomach. Cramps hit athletes, weekend warriors, couch coaches, all of us. Grab Highland's leg cramps and get it today at Walmart, Walgreens, or CVS.
You think you know football? Then prove it in the Circa Million Pro Football Challenge, kicking off from the greatest sports destination in the world, Circa Las Vegas. A guaranteed $6 million is up for grabs with a cool mill going to the winner. Come in last and you got $100,000 coming your way. It's $1,000 per entry, max 5 entries per person. Don't forget about Circa Survivor also, with $15 million in guaranteed prizes. Enter Nevada, play from anywhere. Learn more at circasports.com.
Park, party, and play at Hollywood Park Casino, LA's hottest card room. Pre-game with friends on game days inside Century Bar and Grill and enjoy daily lunch specials or catch up over a late-night dinner. Step into Ray's Lounge and enjoy live music, DJs on the weekends, and savory crafted cocktails. The only spot where you can park, party, and play 24/7. Hollywood Park Casino now open. Located next to the Forum and SoFi Stadium and the all-new Intuit Dome. For more info, go to playhpc.com or follow them at playhpc. Must be 21 plus to enter.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want to boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments, including pills, chews, and more, 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
And it is Mason and Ireland, the OGs of LA Sports Radio.
Like, that's the problem in the world, is there aren't enough happy shows, fun shows.
Mason and Ireland.
710 ESPN.
All right, Mason and Ireland, Sua Cravens in for Mace. And Sua, you played with some big guys in your career.
Yes.
But USC has picked up a new defensive lineman in the transfer portal from Georgia named Jamal Jared.
Yes.
Jared is listed on the roster as 6'5", 360 pounds. But that might be understated. He's only 19. He's so big that when the marching band was practicing on the field next to the football players, he hung around to give the band high fives. Nobody in the band could reach his hand, so he had to do low fives instead. When you played, the linemen were big. Were they 360 pounds big?
There was two, and they were bigger
than 360.
So, one, we had Damian Mama out of St. John Bosco.
Okay.
He came in as a true freshman, over 400 pounds.
Could he move?
He could move.
So he was 400 pounds, but he was agile.
He had to lose weight.
Right.
We had to get him into the 300s.
Yeah.
I think at his lightest, he was around maybe 350.
Okay.
But he came in tipping the scales.
Offensive or defensive lineman?
Offensive lineman.
Okay.
He came in
Could
tipping
you
the scales.
get around him?
So 9-on-7 drills, a pod drill. It goes, the
right.
front seven of the O-line, front seven of the D. This is when I was playing linebacker.
Right.
So me and Damian had a nice little.
And what did you weigh at that point, roughly?
227.
All right, so you're giving up 100 pounds.
Yes, and 100 plus.
Yeah.
And every Tuesday, full pads, pods drill. I knew I had a date with Mr. Mom.
So what's the strategy to get around a guy that big?
You got to want to. You got to want to put your face into the mess of it all.
Well, you can't go through them, right?
Well, we have to. Pods drill, it's a limited space.
So that's the one that you always see in movies where you have two guys line up against each other and everybody's in a circle around you?
It's five. It's O-line versus D-line, and then a running back, two linebackers.
Okay.
So stop the run is essentially the period for 10 minutes.
Okay.
And it's just helmet on a helmet, very physical and violent practice period. And me and Mr. Mama would go head up every Tuesday.
So in your opinion, how big is too big? What is too much weight?
Well, so on the flip side of that, the second guy, we had Zach Banner, who was, I think, 6'6", and was 300 and some, 330, 340.
Right, because most offensive linemen now at the big schools are all over 300,
yes,
right?
Yeah, but they're like 6'2" to 6'4".
Right.
When you get to the 6'6", 6'5" area and you're that heavy, it's hard to bend at the hips. It's hard to move, hard to be athletic, hard to be controlled. So I think depending on how tall you are, the weight becomes an issue when it comes to moving left to right.
So this guy's 19 years old, and he's 360 pounds. Is that, for lack of a better word, I wish I could think of a better word, unsafe, unhealthy? Because 360, Sua, seems to me like, man, you're going to have heart issues.
Yeah.
You're going to have, I mean, it just, like, I weigh 175. 365. This guy's got 200 pounds on me.
Yeah.
Or can some guys just play that big?
Well, we're seeing a little bit of that concern with the rookie from Florida, who's, I think he's 400-plus pounds, and in his contract, he can't play for the Bucs until he's under 400 pounds. So he's just in a shirt.
That's a safety issue.
Yeah, he's just in a shirt on the sideline trying to lose weight because they can't put him out there because with that weight and the humidity out there, it could be a problem. So it does become an issue if guys are too big and not mobile, but this is what the conditioning test is for.
Who was the best offensive lineman you had to go against in your career?
Ooh, I've gone against a bunch of first-rounders, but Stanford would always just churn them out. But the one I can think of the most is Stanley that went to Notre Dame, plays for Baltimore now.
Right.
He just
couldn't get around him.
Just uber athletic at a size where you shouldn't be moving that elegantly. Like, you shouldn't look like you're not working hard to climb to the second level, and he just had it.
I went to college at UCLA, and after I left, a few years after I left, Jonathan Ogden came along.
Well, there you go.
And Ogden was not 360 pounds, but he was tall, and he was super strong, like wiry strong. And so a lot of people don't know this, but in a lot of cases, the second highest paid player on your team is the left tackle. This is what the movie The Blind Side was based on. Because Michael Oher, the kid that The Blind Side is based about,
didn't get any of that money from that movie, by the way.
Right, which is why he doesn't talk to that family anymore. But Michael Oher had that rare combination, and you actually know some people like this. I don't, but they're all in the NFL or played in the NFL, that have that rare combination of massive size, but they're still quick. They can still move.
Trent Williams, the greatest left tackle I've ever played against. He was my teammate in Washington.
And then he went to San Francisco after that, right? Yeah.
And when I say we'd be in practice, the starters, we'd never go full pads against each other. We're in shells. And I know it's a run play. Trent knows it's a run play. Trent knows I'm a smaller guy that should be faster than him.
Right.
And he would tell me without looking at me with his hand in the dirt, 36, you're not making it. He's saying that while Kirk's going through it. Say it. Ready. You're not making it, 36. You're not making it. And I'm like, how does he know? And then at the snap, he's laughing as he's blocking me, running the same speed as me. And I'm like, I'm supposed to be faster than you. How are you in front of me?
Hey, I just put two and two together. Were you in Washington when McVay was on the staff?
Yeah, McVay was on staff. McConnell was on staff.
Could you tell even back then that McVay had it, whatever it is?
We would go to McVay before Gruden when it came to problems, just questions, just wanting to talk to a coach just to feel like, hey, I want to.
And he was an offensive coach. You were on the defensive side of the ball, and you still had a relationship with him.
He would come say hi to me all the time. Tell me, Sua, did you play offense in high school? Let me go catch punts. Let's just see it.
Yeah.
Let's just see it.
So he was thinking out of the box even then.
Yeah.
I just think he's one of those rare guys that every once in a while in life, Kobe was like this, Venus and Serena were like this, where you meet somebody and you see them in their element and you go, that's why God put them on the earth, is to do exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
And that's McVay.
We all knew McVay was going to be a head coach within the next 3. When I got there as a rookie, he was very young, and people would say he won't be here 3 years from now. I'm surprised he's still a coach on our team now.
Really? And they knew, and at the time he was probably 30.
Right? Like late 20s. I think maybe 29, 30 years old. And they're like, that's an NFL head coach.
And the amazing thing is, so you made reference to it. Kevin O'Connell was on that staff. Sean McVay was on that staff. Kyle Shanahan was on that staff.
We had a bunch of guys.
A bunch of guys who are now head coach. I think Mike McDaniel went through there real quick. And you guys didn't win. Washington never made a deep playoff run, never made it to a Super Bowl, and they had a rock star coaching
We had
staff.
a lot of talent, but I think
and Kirk Cousins was there too, right?
Kirk Cousins was there.
See, I keep thinking that Kirk Cousins is, if he ends up being a backup in Atlanta, which he is right now, to Michael Penix, that McVay should go get him. Because I think Kirk's a better backup option than Jimmy G. But apparently I'm like the only one who doesn't like Jimmy G. They're okay with him being the backup.
Jimmy G's okay being the backup. When he has to be the guy is when it's become.
And you think Kirk would, he still wouldn't accept being a backup? He wants to start?
I think Kirk wants to start.
Yeah.
I think that you can see Kirk going to maybe the Vikings if JJ struggles, or even the Saints if Schlo isn't the guy. I think you see one of those teams pulling a panic move just to save the season.
Right.
But
of course, he was in Minnesota before and did well.
Exactly, and he didn't want to leave after finding out that they were going to draft Penix.
And you mentioned it. Kevin O'Connell, who's the coach in Minnesota, has history with Kirk. Yeah, so it makes sense.
You got a lot of talent on that team.
Coming up next, game of games. You know, Laura, all these are worth 2 starting today. Monday through Friday, starting through 2. Do you have the standings in front of you?
I actually do, and I'm sure you're going to love them because
I think I'm ahead, but if you or Brian win, you leapfrog me because this is worth 2, right?
It's true, yes. Brian and I and the kids in the back have 3.
I have 4.
You have 4, and then DeAndre, Mason, and Trudell have 1.
And this is the maiden voyage for Sua Cravens. He can put himself on the board and get 2 points if he does it. We'll play Game of Games coming up next.
The Sedano and Cap morning show debuts on Tuesday, September 2nd at 7 a.m., but each weekday, there will be a YouTube-only hour at 9 a.m. So when the Rich Eisen show begins at 9 a.m. on 710, the morning crew keeps rolling on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles. It all begins with the new fall lineup for football season on Tuesday, September 2nd.
And listen to Mason Ireland all week long for your chance to win tickets to Sunday's LAFC match versus San Diego, plus a VIP pre-match stadium tour. When you hear the cue to call, which is right now, caller number 7, call right now to win tickets. All things to Call Jacob at 844-24-JACOB, 844-24-JACOB, or visit calljacob.com. And the number 877-710-3776. That's 877-710-3776.
It's time to hear from Coach Lincoln Riley. Tonight at 6 p.m., Coach Lincoln Riley's radio show returns to ESPN LA. Don't miss the debut episode of Trojans Live. Tonight at 6 p.m. on 710 ESPN, the all-new ESPN LA app, and on USC Football's YouTube page. Trojans Live, presented by Monster Energy. Monster Energy, unleash the beast. Your host, Jordan Moore, Sean Cody, and Cody Kessler get you ready for week 1 of USC football. Trojans Live with Coach Lincoln Riley tonight at 6 p.m. on ESPN LA.
I work hard on my 10 all year. What I do every day at Oasis Pool. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
We've got Labor Day specials at Good Times Cafe, Mosen, Fiesta Taco, and Pink Coffee all weekend.
Number 2.
Cedric the Entertainer, live September 19th.
And the number 1 reason.
Just because it's Labor Day doesn't mean your summer vacay is over. Our rates in September are as low as $109.
Morongo, good times.
Beat the heat this summer with NextGen, the official AC plumbing and electrical company of SoCal sports fans. If your AC breaks down, don't hesitate. Call NextGen now and enjoy expert installation on any new system. For a limited time, combat SoCal's air quality and reduce dust in your home with a free no-ozone air purifier included with any new AC system install. Call 833-3NEXTGEN or visit nextgenairandplumbing.com to book online. CSLB number 1011173, lifetime warranty on selected items.
Los Angeles, the 2025 Rams season has finally arrived. Your defending NFC West champs are kicking things off with a home opener showdown against the defending AFC South champs, the Houston Texans. 2 powerhouse quarterbacks, 1 electric game. It goes down at the Rams house on Sunday, September 7th at 1:25 p.m. Purchase tickets at therams.com/HOU. That's therams.com/HOU. It's the Rams season opener on Sunday, September 7th. See you at the Rams house.
A SoFi personal loan is here to help you achieve something once thought impossible, overcoming high-interest credit card debt. Walk the tightrope of your finances with one low, fixed-rate monthly payment, no fees required, and as soon as the same-day funding. That's right. Pull off your own debt-defying stunt with a SoFi personal loan. Visit SoFi.com/trick to learn more. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891.
Your fantasy draft is here. The Smack Talk is starting, and this season, ESPN Bet is giving you more ways to ride with your squad. Introducing ESPN Bet Fan Center, where you can instantly link and bet on your fantasy teams right in the ESPN Bet app. An enhanced sports betting experience only from ESPN Bet, the sports book for sports fans. Download the app today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Soccer fans, join ESPN LA Saturday, August 31st at Northgate's Mercado Gonzalez in Costa Mesa for an ultimate ESPN LA soccer watch party as LAFC takes on San Diego FC. Presented by San Antonio Cardinale Wine. Come watch with fellow soccer fans, win sports tickets, enjoy amazing food and drinks, and sip on the perfect game day wine. San Antonio Cardinale. LAFC versus San Diego FC. Saturday, August 31st at Northgate's Mercado Gonzalez in Costa Mesa. Presented by San Antonio Cardinale Wine.
710 ESPN.
And it is time for Game of Games on the #1 sports radio show in LA, Mason and Ireland. Game of Games. Game of Games presented by CallJacob.com.
Call Jacob.
Everyone loves a fighter, but in this town, winning matters, especially after an accident. So remember, anyone can fight, but CallJacob.com is here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to CallJacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. We got the jingle.
Call Jacob.
Thank you. Game of Games time. Take it away, Mace.
All right, no Mace today. Cravens in for him, and it's time for Game of Games. It's my game today. This is worth 2. Every game this week is worth 2. So we've got 4 players: Brian Cohen, Lauren Romo, Sua Cravens, and Parker Bell from the Blue Review joining us. Parker, you're representing the kids in the back. If you win, you leapfrog me and take over first place. It would be a glorious day for the kids in the back, because they have 3, right, Laura?
Look at yes, they do.
3.
Yeah, they're back. Graham's back there. Graham the other day, Graham Metzger,
historical,
became the first guy ever to win a game of games by getting every question wrong.
I was close the last time I played as well.
You can either win outright by getting more correct answers, but if by chance you get every question wrong, it trumps everything and you win. It's like playing Keno in Vegas. But it's hard to get 10 questions wrong.
You have to try to get 10 questions wrong.
You'll see. Okay, so here's the game. The Dodgers and Padres just finished their final series of the regular season, so this is a game about those two teams. I have a list of players. Each player on this list played for either the Dodgers, the Padres, or both. Okay, so it was maybe somebody who played for the Dodgers but not the Padres, for the Padres and not the Dodgers, or he played for both teams. So that's the game. Dodgers, Padres, or both. Here we go. Name number 1. Brian, coming to you. Dusty Baker. Dodgers, Padres, or both?
Dodgers.
Laura.
Dodgers.
Sua.
Dodgers.
Parker.
With the crowd.
Everybody is on the board, so nobody can get a win with losses. Dusty played just for the Dodgers. Okay. Laura. Ricky Henderson. Dodgers, Padres, or both?
Don't grab your phone, Laura.
Oh, no.
No, she doesn't.
Okay.
I don't.
She doesn't cheat.
I'll go both.
Okay, you're
And
going.
don't call me a cheater, bro.
You're going both. Sua.
Both.
You're going Parker.
Who was he again? Sorry.
Ricky Henderson.
Ricky, both.
Brian.
Padres.
Brian should have gone with the crowd. Ricky Henderson played for every team.
Yeah.
Like I think he played for like 17 different teams, but he played for both. All right, Sua, this one coming to you. Mike Piazza. Dodgers, Padres, or both?
Padres.
Padres. Okay. Parker.
Dodgers.
Dodgers. Brian.
Both.
Both. Laura.
Both.
It is both. Did you guys know that?
I did.
I didn't know until I don't ever remember.
I clearly didn't.
Yeah. I don't ever remember him playing for the Padres, but he did. All right. Laura has the lead. Laura has 3. Everyone else has 2. Parker, this one coming to you. Jack Clark, big home run hitter in the 80s and beginning of the 90s. Jack Clark, Dodgers, Padres, or both?
Let's go Padres.
Okay, Brian.
Padres.
Laura.
With the crowd, Padres.
Sua. All correct. All right, so Laura has 4. All the rest of you guys have 3. And Brian, this one going back to you. Chris Gwynn, Tony Gwynn's younger brother. Chris Gwynn, Dodgers, Padres, or both?
Dodgers.
You're going Dodgers. Laura.
Oh, I'm going to go both.
You're going both. Sua.
Dodgers.
Dodgers. Parker.
Phone a friend. Where's Greg when you need him? I'm going to go Dodgers.
The only person that got it was Brian. He played for both.
I got it.
Oh, that was
Dodgers.
Laura.
Yeah.
You said Dodgers. So Laura. Oh, Laura's
Only
ahead.
Laura.
All right, now Laura, you're ahead by 2. Yeah. Laura has 5.
I have
Everyone
not
else has 3.
Let Laura cook.
Okay. So Laura, you have to go first while you have the lead.
Oh, dang it. Okay.
All right, here we go. Dave Roberts. Now remember, this is Dave Roberts as a player. I'll grant you that he was a coach for the Padres. He's now the manager. Dave Roberts as a player. Dodgers, Padres, or both?
I feel like this is...
That's your question.
I know. That's how I feel right now.
Well, answer one of 3 things.
I'll go
Dodgers,
both.
Padres, or both. You're going both.
I think I might be wrong, but I'll go both.
You're going both. Sua.
Dodgers.
Parker.
Weirdly enough, I think both as well, Laura.
Okay. Brian.
Both.
Both is the correct answer. Everyone but Sua.
Ooh, how many left?
I actually knew that one and didn't sneak you guys out.
Okay. So here's the score. Brian, Parker, and Sua have 4. Laura has 6. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 left. Okay. So you guys are all chasing Laura. Laura.
Yes, sir.
Oral Hershiser came up earlier in the show. Oral Hershiser, who may or may not have been on this call.
But Mason does not bring anything to the show. He, for some reason, loses all train of thought when it comes to sports.
Right, I don't think that was Oral, but it sounds like him. Oral Hershiser, Dodgers, Padres, or both?
Oh, Dodgers.
All right, she's going Dodgers. Sua.
Dodgers.
Parker.
Both.
Brian.
I'll go both as well.
It's Dodgers only.
Yes.
Yeah. So
I had to make a play.
Separation from the
All
2.
right. So Sua's got 5. Laura's got 7. Parker and Brian have 4. Now, Parker and Brian, you guys are 3 back with 3 to go, so you have to go opposite of Laura. Okay. Jock Peterson. Jock Peterson, Laura. Dodgers, Padres, or both?
I mean, he definitely played for the Dodgers, so there's that. I will go Dodgers.
Okay. Sua.
Both.
Parker, you need to go. Laura said Dodgers. You need to go Padres or both?
Both.
Okay, Brian.
Yeah, both.
The answer is Dodgers. So Brian and Parker have been knocked out. Sua, what'd you say? Dodgers?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So it's a 2-horse race.
You liar! He said both.
He said both. So, okay, so it's
Don't
over.
be doing that sneaky stuff.
All right, Laura wins it. And now, Laura, didn't you have 3 before this game?
I did.
So you're in first place now.
I am.
Let's play the last 2 and do the tiebreaker for fun. All right, here we go. Laura, Trace Thompson, Michael's son. Dodgers, Padres, or both?
Dodgers.
Brian.
Both.
Sua.
Dodgers.
Parker.
Both.
It's both. Yeah, he played for both
Oh,
of
the
them.
first one I missed, and it doesn't
All right.
count.
Eric Karras. Eric Karras, Laura. Dodgers, Padres, or both?
I don't remember him as a Padre, but I definitely remember him as a Dodger.
You're just going Dodgers.
I'm just going Dodgers.
Brian?
Dodgers.
Sua?
Dodgers.
Parker. Yeah, he did only play for he played for the Dodgers, the Cubs, and the A's, but he's from San Diego.
Yeah.
He grew up in San Diego.
I told you my sister was obsessed with him.
Was what?
Obsessed with Eric Karros.
Yeah, good-looking dude.
Good-looking guy.
All right, so here's the tiebreaker. Eric Karros is the Dodgers' all-time leader in home runs in Los Angeles. Duke Snyder has more than Eric, but Duke hit his in Brooklyn. How many home runs did Eric Karros hit in a Los Angeles Dodger uniform? Everybody just pick a number, okay? How many career home runs
at Dodger Stadium?
No, just as a Dodger. It could have been on the road, but in a Dodger uniform, how many home runs did Eric Karros hit? Parker, what do you think?
215.
Sua.
200.
Laura.
245.
Brian.
125.
It was Laura's day. 270 home runs as a Dodger. Laura, how's the view from the top?
It feels great because people always say that I don't know sports, so boom, yeah,
Laura's
blam.
a baseball purist.
The queen knows ball.
Dynamite drop-in money.
All right, so Parker, as host of the Blue Review, we have the Cincinnati Reds.
Yep.
And Matt McClain coming in tonight. I went to college with Matt's dad, Mike, at UCLA. We're in the same fraternity, so I always root for Matt McClain. Reds tonight, and then D-backs later in the week?
Correct. Yeah, Speedy McClain. I like McClain as well. I like his game, second baseman. It's going to be a big series just because you gotta win. Gotta win some series, guys.
Strange
Put together
thing,
a string of
strange
series.
thing about the McClains. Mike, the guy I went to college with, was a football player at UCLA. But all three of his sons are professional baseball players. Matt's already up, and the other two kids are in the minor leagues. So somehow, like Michael Thompson played in the NBA, and Mikey and Clay went straight to the NBA, and Trace, for some unknown reason, is in the major leagues as a baseball player. Yeah. So it happens. But the Reds coming in. I'm rooting for the Dodgers, except when Matt McClain's up. I hope he hits 4 home runs. All right, coming up next, we're going to do a little Supercross talk. Laura, who's in? Trudell's in, right?
We have Trudell, yes.
And with Cap?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they'll join us next. We'll do a little Supercross talk. Mason and Ireland, ESPN LA.
Hey, this is Rich Eisen. My show, The Rich Eisen Show, is coming to LA Tuesday, September 2nd at 9 a.m. Just in time for kickoff for the football season. 710 ESPN, the new home of The Rich Eisen Show in the Southland.
Looking for an easy way to save energy and earn money? With Clean Power Alliance's Power Response Home program, you can do both. Simply reduce your electricity use with small actions, such as unplugging appliances or air drying laundry during times of high energy demand. You could earn $20 just for signing up. Power Response. Great for your wallet and for the planet. Get paid to power down today at cleanpoweralliance.org/home.
Come celebrate Roger Dunn Golf Shop's 60th anniversary this Labor Day weekend. Enjoy 25% off all Green Tag closeout apparel, 20% off Skechers and Puma golf shoes, and get a 50% bonus trade-in towards any new club. Don't miss out on these deals and more at Roger Dunn Golf Shop's 60th anniversary Labor Day sale the 28th through September 1st. Trusted by golfers since 1965 and home to the legendary 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Roger Dunn Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Get there.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Flashy discounts, gimmicky sales? Don't fall for it. At Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, we give you honest, wholesale pricing all year long. No bogus markups, no tricks, just the best floors at the best prices. Call 866-62-FLOOR. No sale beats wholesale. Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, check them out at hernandezwholesaleflooring.net or call them at 866-62-FLOOR.
For the best prices on hardwood carpet and more, call 866-62-FLOOR.
KSPN AM 710 Los Angeles. KRDC AM 1110 Pasadena, Los Angeles.
K256CX 99.1 FM Pasadena, Los Angeles.
It's the greatest segment in LA sports radio history.
Oh my God. When the shows come together for magic on the radio.
It will only grow stronger. Super Crosstalk.
Are we ready for Sedano and Cap to join Mason and Ireland?
Super Crosstalk begins.
Super Crosstalk. Presented by Coors Light. Coors Light. Made to chill.
It's time for Super Crosstalk.
All right, this for you, Cap. Woo, 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 woo. How was your weekend, Cappy? Obviously a big one down there. The Padres looked like they were going to sweep the Dodgers, and then yesterday it all kind of unraveled, but still we're tied with 1 month to go. What do you think?
31 games to go. What do I think? I think one team has all the championship pedigree and experience, and one team has fallen flat on their face time and time again. With 31 games to go, we'll see what happens. I think I know where my money would go.
Although the Dodgers don't seem, as Mike Trudell walks in and hooks up, Sue and I were talking earlier, Cap, about the fact that I don't think the Dodgers put a lot of weight in regular season games. I just don't. They had one hit in the first 6 innings on Friday and one hit in the first 6 innings on Saturday. I think they know they're going to be judged by how they play in the postseason So it's hard for them to get up for regular season games, even games against their rival. You agree or disagree?
I hate to agree, but I agree.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's these guys have been so good and have been accustomed to winning so much for so long. Not everybody was around. I mean, Freddie wasn't around for all of it. Mookie wasn't around for all of it. Okay, Ohtani's relatively new to it, but still, Dave Roberts has been there. Kershaw's been there. Muncy, who's hurt, he's been there. Kike's been there back and forth. I mean, I just think that there is an exhaustion factor, a fatigue factor, and a regular season part of all of this. And as much as I wish I didn't agree with you, John, I do.
Mike Trudell has saddled in, and Trudell, we see this with the Lakers every year. They'll lose 2 or 3 games to a really bad team that's got, that's like 9-25, because I think the Lakers deep down know they're going to be judged by the postseason and the regular season. I don't want to say it doesn't matter, but it's less important to teams that have postseason
aspirations.
Right. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I mean, I would say this is more about a defending champion layover than just the fact that the Dodgers. So if it's the Lakers, I would say after the 2020 championship, sure. Or you and I were here when they won in 2009, when they won in 2010. And when you're getting everybody's best shot throughout the regular season, you do have to measure sort of how much can we put the foot on the gas pedal now, knowing how long the rest of the season is. And Cappy, the fact that they got up for the Padres the last series, the one at Dodger Stadium, that I think they circled that and said, okay, we have to right ourselves here. And then you get back to San Diego, and you basically, to get 1 out of 3 there, I think from a Dodgers perspective is fine. Overall, it was 4-2. And Scott, what did you say? You were hoping that it would be 4-2 the other way at minimum, right? For the Padres to really feel like they were gonna get some steam going heading towards the postseason.
Yeah, I thought that if the Dodgers, if what you're saying is right, John, I think the better example is the Anaheim series that preceded the Padres series,
where the Angels just dwarfed the Dodgers for 3 straight games,
and then after beating the Padres for 3 straight, then they split against Colorado. To me, if ever there's an example of just not caring about regular season games, it's splitting in Colorado. Now, John, I don't mean to hijack Super Crosstalk.
No, please do.
But let me dig into Sua here for a second, okay? All right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sua.
He's here.
Yeah.
Sue.
Yes. Yeah.
What's your deal, bro?
What are we talking about?
I mean, dog. First of all, Sue, just so you know,
losing the earrings, or what are you upset about?
We've
that?
talked about a lot of things in the last 3 hours.
Yeah. Okay, Sue, hold on, man. I want you to know that this weekend, your name came up to a common friend that we share. Now, when I say that, Sue, let me say something, man.
What's her name?
Well, see, Johnny I'm reluctant to say a name because here's the thing. Sue and I were connected. What do you think, Sue? About maybe 2 years ago?
Yeah, about maybe 3.
Yeah, and this gentleman introduced us, and he's like, Sue is my man. This guy's the best. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to try and reach out to him. I'm going to get a hold of him, and I'm gonna see, maybe we start bringing Sue on to talk some USC football. This is before we had USC back on 710. But I'm reluctant to say names because you just never know. If I go, hey, Sue, man, we're both boys with so-and-so. And
hate
goes,
that guy.
I hate that brother.
Hate that
guy. Right? Do you know who I'm talking about?
No, I please say his name.
Johnny I, should I say his name?
Sure, why not?
Michael Trudell?
Well, I'm not the name, but
no.
No, I mean everything you've said is positive.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
I'm not as willing as John is to just let you go rogue here. I'm kind of trying to wait. I kind of want you to say.
I like when Cappy goes rogue.
Well, I just don't want it to affect Sua in a negative way.
Well,
If it affects Cappy negatively, we're all happy with that.
Right.
I just want to make sure this doesn't come off wrong for Sua.
Yeah, because like Sue, if I say to you, hey, don't you remember when our common friend hooked us up? And then you're like, oh man, and then you just play it off on the air, and then off the air, you're like, man, that mother, I hate
you won't
that
believe what I
yeah.
There's a possibility,
and I'm hesitant too because Cappy he has said some very inappropriate things to me, Sua, over the course of the last several months. John has witnessed some of them, and I just don't want you to be put in that box of hurt that I've had to deal with.
And I don't want to be put in that box of hurt because Sue, you
right.
don't understand what it has taken for me to reconnect my relationship with Michael Trudell.
Yeah, it's been a lot.
Okay. All right, so I'm saying the name. You ready?
All right, but remember, I'm doing the show Wednesday, so this might affect my performance.
Okay, This guy connected us a couple years ago. Mark Verge.
That's my guy.
All right, fine.
Mark
Verge.
It
went well.
Who that is.
The best in the business. Yes.
Okay.
What's he do?
Mark
Okay, well-
Verge, he owns a lot of real estate.
Okay.
He used to own West Side Rentals. I was an
Right.
intern for West Side Rentals at
I
my
used to do
time
ads for
at
West Side
USC.
Rentals.
You know, Mark Verge is the plug of all plugs. He's helped
Yes.
me in a bunch of endeavors in my career. He's helped me with my music, with my shoe that I've made. Mark Verge, I still talk to at least once every 2 weeks. He'll text me at 3:00 in the morning like I'm not asleep and just say, win the day. He'll
All right,
text me, win
all
the
right,
day.
This went better than I would have thought. So,
Me too.
phew.
Oh,
All
man,
right.
me too. In fact, Johnny I, a couple weeks ago, remember the story about the bar in downtown L.A. called Cole's that is like the famous French dip place that's been there since 1908?
Is
they
that
were
Verge's?
Yeah, they were closing, right? And so we were like, hey, we got to go down there and make sure we try it out before it closes. And just randomly, I'm talking to this common friend of mine in Suez, Mark Verge, about horse racing. And I go, yeah, dude, we're talking about going to this place called Cole's. He goes, Cole's? I own Cole's. I'm like, when he says I own it, I think he means like he's the mayor. He walks
No,
in and people
he
know.
owns it.
He
He actually does
right,
own it.
right.
Yeah.
He goes, here's the name of the manager. I'll text him right now. He'll walk you guys past the line. You guys
Yeah.
will be straight. So yesterday, Sue, this is Saturday, I'm walking into the racetrack at Del Mar. And
he stays at the track.
right, and Verge and his wife, though, they're leaving because they had to get up to L.A. because they got to get to LAX to pick up their daughter or something like that. And I'm literally, as we're walking, we're crossing paths. I go, dude, your boy Sua, man, he's working at 710 now. I still haven't had a chance to hang out with him yet. And he's like, dude, he's the best. He's the greatest. So here we are, man. Finally get a chance to connect.
By the way, I hate to interrupt this with some breaking news, but I'm shaking my head again. The
no.
Dodger lineup just came out for the game tonight against the Reds.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Conforto in left.
It's not going to let it go.
Hey, batting seventh. The guy hits under 200. I'd rather see Trudell up there. At least he'd go up there and hack.
Slight chance to make contact.
Yeah, well, that's the same
Close
with
your eyes and
Conforto.
swing, bro.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy. Hey, earlier in the show, I'm going to ask you guys about two things we were talking about earlier in the show. Here's the first one. Shohei was getting heckled last night.
Shohei Ohtani.
In the afternoon game in San Diego yesterday.
Right.
This guy was in his ear the whole game, sitting right next to the dugout, just giving it to him.
Cappy, I was surprised that since you're at the station, I was surprised that you would speak like that to Ohtani.
Yeah, I thought it was
down
Cappy,
there.
too. As soon as I heard this story, I go, oh, Scott got a Cap got a seat.
Yeah,
right
it's
down
a little
next to the thing.
inappropriate, buddy.
But so Shohei had a home run and then ran right over to the guy
Yeah,
that
that's
had
right.
been heckling him and gave him a high five. Like, how'd you like that? You
Yeah,
know,
that's
so
right.
the guy's been in my ear the whole time. Mike, I'll start with you. Good idea or bad idea to acknowledge hecklers? I've always thought the best policy is what they want is your attention. If you never give them the time of day, that's the best way to go. What do you think about Shohei going right up to him?
Sue, I'm curious what you think about this too, because for me, if your personality, if you are fired up more by some competition, some interaction, if that's how you get yourself going, then go ahead. Like we see Luka all the time, right, for the Lakers. Luka is waiting for somebody to just look at him the wrong way.
Yeah.
Forget about say something, and he usually plays better.
Remember, and in Oklahoma City, he got thrown out for talking to a fan.
Which was ridiculous because the ref thought he was talking to the ref when he was just talking to the fan.
That's
But
when
yes.
I lost it.
I've seen Kobe do this before. Like it's just that it was a great rant. It was Ireland's one of his greatest rants in recent
Loved
history.
it.
So Shohei is typically a guy, though, to me, that is kind of above the fray, even with opponents. Like you could remember who was it that threw at him? Cappy, was this a Padre that threw at him? And it hit him in the arm, and he just kind of like
shrugged it off.
He just kind of shrugged it. He looked over to the bench, and he kind of like
everybody go
waved.
back.
Yeah,
Everybody
he's
go
just like,
back
I'm
in.
fine. So he's usually above it. He exists in this other sphere. So if Shohei is doing it, it still was sort of a nice way to do it. He didn't go over to him the way that Luka would. But how about you, Sue? Like when you were playing, were you looking up and waiting for somebody or on the other team or a fan to look at you so you could get inspired, or are you trying to focus?
I'm just a natural troll when it comes to the opposition. Like I don't ever get my feelings involved. If you want to talk, I think I can talk better than you, so I'll take it there without losing my focus on what I have to do. But like
you
especially
can walk and chew gum.
Yeah, especially if you're chirping me before I made a play and then I go make a play, I'm coming right for you. And we're going to do this all 4 quarters.
I feel that.
Yeah, I can imagine Dave Roberts said after the game, this guy was in my right ear the entire time because Dave is looking out and the guy is to his right. And this guy's got the perfect seat if you want to chirp the entire game. And to be all over Ohtani, by the way, on Ohtani, because the fact of the matter is Ohtani had not really done very much against the Padres in the 12 games prior to yesterday. I mean, there were not one home run until yesterday.
He was hitless in the series yesterday until that home run.
So for this guy to, listen, this guy will be famous. And if I were him, I would have cut this video up and put it all over every social media platform. You got what you wanted. Mm-hmm. You not only got Ohtani to hear you, but Ohtani even acknowledged you once he stuck it to you. And I found it to be one of the more entertaining parts of the entire weekend.
Let me get this in here because it came up during the show today, Sua. The Bengals have made an agreement with Trey Hendrickson, but they really didn't solve the problem. Basically, they agreed to rework his deal. He's going to come in and play for $30 million, and he'll be a free agent after this year. So they kind of agreed to meet in the middle. They're still being cheap.
Yeah.
But $30 million is a good number, and they have agreed to end his holdout.
Fully guaranteed?
Yeah, and he will be he had the most sacks in the NFL over the last 2 years, 35, and now he'll be in uniform form this season. But we were talking about the cheapness of the Bengals earlier today in the show, guys. Did you hear this story? Boomer Esiason was asked to come back for their Ring of Honor ceremony. Boomer is in the Ring of Honor. He's one of only 8 people. Listen to him describe on the radio show how they reached out to him.
So I can book my group rate for the Ring of Honor weekend. Rooms are limited, so please book directly for early and the best rate. We'll look forward to hosting you in the jungle for an unforgettable weekend. Don't hesitate to reach out to me or another guy on the staff with any questions. Thank you, and Houday.
Houday?
Houday.
Who they think they are, making you pay for your own hotel room? That's what I would say.
You think I'm an elitist if I say no to that?
No. I mean, your name is on the stadium, and they sent out what seems to me is an email that went to many people. You know, how many people are in the Ring of Honor now? 8?
Yeah,
6,
I think there are 8
6,
of us.
8?
Yeah.
All right, so they should be getting different emails than the generic email that happened right there. Like, that email should go to, I don't know, any normal player who played for the Bengals, like who's not in the Ring of Honor.
Whose name I
don't
can't
know.
come up with.
Right.
Pick anybody. And you are there with your name on the stadium, and they gave you this generic email about how you could purchase a hotel room, and also, I guess, the flight is not that's also on you?
I think so, yeah.
Cap, how can they live with themselves? With NFL teams print money.
Oh, dude!
What are the Bengals doing?
Wait, not only do they fly guys back, most other teams will fly guys back, put them up, but you know what else they do, John? They actually pay them for their time, like without exaggeration. It's like, hey, listen, we're gonna bring you in. Don't worry, all expenses paid. Plus, we're gonna pay you. We got an autograph signing and this and that, and we're gonna sign you. We're gonna get you a couple grand to be there. Interestingly, though, the Bengals, who are well known for being one of the cheapest, if not the cheapest team in the NFL, I had a friend who was once a coach there.
Yeah.
And during Christmas, every assistant coach on the staff, everybody got a $10,000 bonus. And he said, of all the places I've ever coached, no one has ever given a coach a bonus.
Well,
how about that? Isn't that weird?
Hey, real quick, Sua, are you familiar that Cappy is in a Hall of Fame? Are you familiar with this?
I feel like you prefaced that a very specific way.
Cappy, it's a very specific Hall of Fame.
Cappy, what's the Hall of Fame?
So I am a member of, proud by the way, and they fly me back in all the time, the Western Pennsylvania Jewish Sports Hall of Fame.
Now, look, Sua, and Cappy, if they ever try to pull something where they're not going to pay for your flight out there,
no, they pay.
All right, all right. Well, I just want to make sure, okay?
Yeah,
because if they don't, then Sua and I are going to go and talk to some people.
Sua, they pay, and they put you up in a nice hotel.
That's right.
And then Sua, if you ever want to come visit this Hall of Fame, it's in a small closet. It's about 10 by 10. It's in the Jewish Community Center. There's a few
JCC.
pictures in there. Right. But it's a very nice honor. It's just not a very big Hall of Fame. That's all.
Well, they're already doing more than the Bengals.
That's right.
Well said.
All right.
Exactly right.